at Washington Road, Exit 1. Judd?
All right, Smiling, check back with you in just a couple of minutes for the rest of the ride around town. It is 55 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we continue to warm up today. The high getting into the mid-70s under sunny skies. Atlanta's most accurate, dependable forecast is coming up. Unpacking results from the elections both here in Georgia and across the country, and what was a big day for Democrats, including in the only statewide races here in Georgia. Democrats unseating a pair of Republican incumbents on the State Public Service Commission.
Democrat Alicia Johnson says this election was about the record of the Republican incumbents on the commission.
This was a referendum on that leadership.
Democratic Party of Georgia Chairman Charlie Bailey says Peter Hubbard and Alicia Johnson won decisive victories, and he's thrilled.
We invested $250,000, TV and digital ads going toe-to-toe with the Republican machine, and we beat them.
Bailey says they plan to use this momentum during next year's midterm elections. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Other results, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens easily wins re-election in another 4 years at City Hall. And Gwinnett County voters approve a 1-cent sales tax for education for a 7th time. That money will go to county public schools along with Beaufort City Schools. Democrats also have a big day around the country in Tuesday's elections, including wins in New York City's mayoral race along with the gubernatorial races in Virginia and New Jersey. Analyst Robert Costa says the results lay a groundwork for both parties heading into next year's midterms.
But not just talking about President Trump, but talking about issues that matter to working voters, those same working voters who are won over in many parts of the country by President Trump.
The voters in California overwhelmingly approve a redistricting plan that would add 5 Democrat-friendly congressional districts in the state for next year's midterms. It's a direct reaction to a similar move that helped Republicans in Texas. As the government shutdown enters its 36th day, making it the longest in U.S. history, President Trump speaking this morning at a breakfast with Senate Republicans at the White House.
He's been pushing them to get rid of the filibuster in order to pass this legislation, but the Senate Majority Leader John Thune has been adamant that the votes for that simply aren't there.
Congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns says a bipartisan group of Congress members said to be working on a short-term deal to reopen the government while negotiations continue on Democrats' demands on reinstituting health care tax cuts. The investigation continues this morning following an overnight shooting inside a downtown Atlanta apartment building that leaves one man dead and another critically injured.
Atlanta police were called to the Bethel Tower Apartments on Auburn Avenue after shots rang out in what witnesses say was a robbery attempt gone wrong.
It appears there was an exchange of gunfire. We're not sure of the motive or the circumstances around that. We're still working with that.
Lieutenant Christopher Butler says a 39-year-old man who may have been the robbery victim died. The other shooter walked into Grady Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. He is in critical but stable condition. Police still determining if this was indeed a robbery and what, if any, charges may be filed. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes, but first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Back to the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smile Mark McKay.
Looking more and more like a parking lot of that west side perimeter as you head south from Highway 166 Langford Parkway. All southbound lanes of I-285 shut down at East Point at Washington Road Exit 1 with a rollover crash. That west side perimeter remains shut down south of I-20. Just stay on I-20 eastbound coming out of the Six Flags region. Take it to the downtown connector. And if you're approaching Langford Parkway, exit there at Exit 5. Highway 166 eastbound will also get you around the closure in East Point. Watching a new trouble spot in Cobb County. Ashley Frasca.
Traffic trooper Chris let us know about this crash. We spotted it 75 south between Windy Hill and 285. A center lane is blocked there, so you're going to expect even more delays through Marietta. Already a sluggish ride back before the North 120 loop. 575 south, just a tap of the brakes getting into the express lane entrance past 92. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies today, high 74, lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 75, increasing cloud cover, but staying mainly dry Friday, high 73.
53 degrees right now in Stone Mountain, 49 in Dallas, Georgia, 55 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Great newscast, Judd. Before you get out of the news booth, will you text Erickson and just give him a heads up that I'm going to go long today? I don't think we can fit everything in before noon.
I'm on it.
Are you text pals with Eric
Not
Erickson?
currently, but
All
I
right.
think this would be a good jump start.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Eric. There's just too much news to talk about today. Welcome to the Mark Arum Show. So many stories to cover. We'll give you the election results and reaction to that in just a second. 30 minutes from now, we're going to go live to D.C. and get the latest, as Judd mentioned, now record-breaking government shutdown as we enter the 36th day. And if you can listen to any part of the show today, I want you to make sure you're listening right after the 10 o'clock news. We're going to go in-depth with Clark Howard, our beloved consumer advocate. Day 36 of the government shutdown. I know there's a ton of federal workers in Metro Atlanta, in North Georgia, that have been going without a paycheck. So I'm going to pick Clark's brain because I've never been in a situation where WSB withheld my paycheck. And well, hopefully it'll never happen. But there's going to be some struggles right now. There's probably already struggles in homes where people work for the federal government not getting those paychecks. So I wanted to ask Clark, what should folks do, and maybe more importantly, not do if they're struggling to make ends meet right now as they're not getting paid by the government? And relatedly, for folks that lost their SNAP benefits, some suggestions from Clark on what they should do. So really, really important stuff coming up with Clark Howard after the news at 10. I mentioned the elections. Political analyst Stephen Lawson is going to join us live at 10:35. Get the very latest on that. And Deborah's got Sting tickets to give away. Oh, and the horrible UPS plane crash in Louisville, 9 dead there. We're going to talk to ABC News travel and transportation reporter Sam Sweeney from ABC, talk about that, and Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, with some troubling words yesterday about the future of air travel in the United States as this government shutdown continues. So much to talk about. Let's start off with the election results, and kind of shocking, I think, at least by the vote totals, that Democrats won both Public Service Commission seats. 1.5 million Georgians cast their ballots, and Alicia Johnson and Peter Hubbard won their seats by roughly 25 points. Like really crazy vote totals there. And I thought that the Democrats were confident to win those Public Service Commission seats, but I don't think they expected to get the landslide numbers that they did. Still Republican-controlled Public Service Commission, 3-2 on the seats there. And one of the folks that was elected yesterday, I think it was Peter Hubbard, he has to go up for re-election again next year, so that seat will be on the ballot. It's a wonky thing what's been going on with the Public Service Commission. But that was, Deborah, I went to vote yesterday after the show, and I was like, I'm prepped. All right, I know what I'm going to do. And the only thing I could vote for was that Public Service Commission.
Oh, is that the only thing you were eligible to vote for?
Yeah, it was literally like, vote for 2 and then you're out. I was expecting something like,
Yeah, there's usually 10 or 15.
There's usually, but it was the quickest thing I've ever done. And I think the poll worker confused me with Smiling Mark McKay, because when I gave her my ID, she's like, oh, I recognize the name. She's like, do you miss flying in the chopper? And I was like, every day I miss it. And then Maya went in after work to vote, and she's like, are you related to Mark Arum? She's like, yeah. And it was the same poll worker, and she goes, does he said he misses flying in the chopper. And Maya's like, yeah, he won't stop talking about it. So I think she thought I was Mark McKay, but thank you for listening to WSB Radio. One of the, speaking of blowouts, was the Atlanta mayoral race. Not a surprise there. I never even heard of the candidates that Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens was running against. You heard Mayor Dickens this morning on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler.
For 85% of them to choose me, they're saying that we're doing the right thing around public safety, around making sure that we continue to build up more affordable housing. Our city services are going well.
Yeah, like Reagan-esque blowout for Mayor Andre Dickens.
Buckhead wanted to leave the city because crime was high. Well, we haven't had a murder or a robbery or anything bad at Lenox or Phipps or the Buckhead Village in my administration. Knock on wood, I'm thanking God for that.
A couple of big headlines. I'm not going to go through every race, but a couple of things that stood out to me. The East Boston Gwinnett County passed to help education there, and Johns Creek voted no on the $600 million Arts Center. I wasn't sure if that was going to pass, but that got defeated by Johns Creek. All right, outside of Atlanta, correspondent Rory O'Neill, there were some pretty big-name elections in California and New York, Virginia, New Jersey. Any big takeaways, or can we read anything into those election results?
Well, look, people are reading into the results from those Georgia utility elections. The fact that Democrats found some victories there, which were unheard of. And look, Democrats are crowing this morning, but there are concerns that maybe they're overdoing it a little bit because these elections in New Jersey and New York and California already happening in places that are pretty deep blue. So I think the caution is don't overreact too much. However, Democrats have reason to celebrate essentially a sweep of last night. Even President Trump was on Truth Social saying Republicans did poorly because his name was not on the ballot and because of the ongoing government shutdown. So Democrats score big in New York City with Zohran Mamdani getting more than 50% of the vote in record turnout for a mayoral race. So that's a significant feather in his cap. But of course, now you have a Democratic socialist running America's largest city, and that's posing a whole lot of questions. Yeah, it's funny. I was watching one of the networks last night that said he is now the face of the Democratic Party. I said, yeah, you're going to make him the face of the Democratic Party because he's a Democratic socialist.
Yeah, interesting on his election. I don't think he could win a statewide election in any state in the union, but certainly a new face of New York City politics. Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. You referenced President Trump's Truth Social post blaming the fact that he's not on the ballot, which, he's not going to be on a ballot again, but, not having that big top of the ticket name to draw things. But he also blamed it on the government shutdown, which has been blamed on the Democrats by Republicans. So I don't understand his logic there that it was the government shutdown that cost Republicans those elections.
Well, we've seen national polling that has put more blame for the shutdown on the president and the Republicans in Congress because they're in control. But it is the Democrats who are not agreeing to this continuing resolution that is keeping the government closed. So it's there's plenty of blame to go around. But on the surface, I think the president's Truth Social post was essentially referring to the frustration created by the shutdown that may be suppressing votes or people are angry at government in general. That may have motivated people to go to the polls. My issue on the Mamdani's success is this. I don't hear enough of a discussion as to why people are turning to a Democratic socialist candidate, right? I mean, he's got these crazy ideas that have all failed in the past, like government supermarkets and free everything. But why are people supporting that? And it's largely because people are tired of same old, tired of the same names in their politics like Cuomo, and then wanting and just hearing a fresh face and fresh ideas and the idea of bringing in change is something I think that a lot of broke and frustrated New Yorkers were willing to embrace.
Yeah, I think cost of living, obviously a key issue there in the Big Apple. Rory, great breakdown as always. Appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, Mark.
I would say, obviously, I have a lot of friends, Deborah, that live in New York City in one of the 5 boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island. I say 80% of them are beside themselves in a bad way that he won the mayoral race. Some were threatening, all right, I'm moving out of the city. About 20% were like, all right, we'll see what happens. I just think the ideas that he is bringing to the table cannot come to fruition there. But pretty shocking that he did not. I think he was at the beginning of the Democratic primary. He was polling at 1%. 1%. And he wound up beating Cuomo in the primary and then wound up beating Cuomo again and Curtis Sliwa in the general election. Pretty stunning stuff. Another thing, so we had the governor's election in New Jersey, Democratic candidate won there. In Virginia, Democratic candidate won there. Not surprising. To me, the margin of victories were kind of surprising. I didn't expect them to win by as much as they did. But one of the other big votes yesterday was the Prop 50 in California to redraw the state's congressional map. I just want to update that from Michael Wallace.
CBS News projects Prop 50 will pass by about a 2-to-1 margin. The new map, drawn by the state legislature rather than an independent commission, will likely swing 5 Republican-held seats to Democrats, countering a similar move in Texas that's expected to give the GOP 5 seats there. Governor Gavin Newsom says if Democrats can regain control of Congress,
we can de facto end Donald Trump's presidency as we know it.
Newsom is urging other states to follow California's lead. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for, Governor Newsom, because I think this is going to spur more red states to do more redistricting. I just wanted to update that. All right, so, generally considered not a great day for Republicans in this off-year election. Any reaction from the Trump administration? Elena Treen at the White House this morning.
This was a Democratic sweep. In the midst of a national crisis, of course, over the now record 36-day government shutdown. And it is a warning sign to President Donald Trump, but also House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, that the tide has changed dramatically since the general presidential election last November. Particularly noteworthy, of course, given this was the first time we really got to hear from voters, the first major election since the president won a year ago today. Now, this is what the president wrote on social media overnight responding to all of this. He wrote, quote, "Trump wasn't on the ballot and shutdown were the two reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight." He was citing pollsters, of course. But remember as well that the president's actually never going to be on the ballot again, given that, can't run for a third term. But part of all of this, of course, is many people are wondering and a lot of people projecting that this is in some ways a referendum on Donald Trump and his policies. And remember, his polls have also fallen dramatically in recent weeks, particularly when you look at the economy, on immigration. And so these are some warning signs. Actually, we heard from one of the president's top allies, big MAGA influencer Steve Bannon. He was on his podcast and he essentially said the midterms start tonight and the warning signs are flashing. Now, I will say, of course, you can't read too much into these polls. This was not a nationwide election, but they are giving some Republicans pause. And as you mentioned, we are very much looking forward to hear what the president has to say this morning. He is hosting Senate Republicans in the White House State Dining Room at 8:30 a.m. A lot to be said there about not only the state of the party today and the state of where things are in the country, but also, of course, as we look ahead to will this impact potentially these elections, the government shutdown, as they all race to try and find a compromise.
Elena Treen at the White House this morning. President Trump having a breakfast, a working breakfast with Republican senators. He gave some brief comments before the press was ushered out and they could get down to business.
If you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans, and that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor.
Yeah, we'll continue our team coverage of the election results. Political analyst Stephen Lawson's going to join us live after the news at 10:30 and get reaction from Stephen. Again, off your election, does this indicate anything on the midterms? Stephen will be here live to break it all down for you. And again, right after the news at 10, in-depth on Clark Howard, day 36 of the government shutdown. A lot of folks out there not getting paychecks, federal workers. A lot of folks lost their SNAP benefits. Clark's going to tell you what to do and what not to do if you are in that tricky situation when it comes to your finances. Hopefully, you're not in a tricky situation on these roadways. To the traffic center, let's say hello and good morning to Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. It's a beautiful morning, but it's been messy on the roads with right now a red alert near the airport on the southwest leg of the perimeter after a pickup truck went on its side. I-285 southbound, the outer loop right at Washington Road, exit 1. Bumper to bumper, almost 6 miles back to Cascade Road, exit 7 right now. This does appear to be in the clearing stages. That's the good news. The bad news is all lanes remain blocked for now, so work your way through downtown. 7585 southbound to I-85 southbound as a wide way around it. You can also take Fulton Industrial Boulevard to Camp Creek Parkway as well and work your way to the airport that way to avoid the delays, but Camp Creek's filling up. Also, a crash working 75 northbound at Terra Boulevard causing delays out of Morrow into Forest Park. That's been in the left lane. This report is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us. See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
Make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Considering a new roof? FGA Roofing offers a free roof assessment. Mention Tim Andrews and your free quote will be discounted $750. And that's good for 1 year. Ask about their 0% financing plans. Visit FGARoofing.com for a quote today.
Will my hair really grow back? Do I still get to have a birthday party? Can my teddy come into the machine with me? Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need, and even a birthday they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
Hey Atlanta, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. We want to thank you this Thanksgiving with our biggest fall sale ever. It's been a long year and your home has seen it all, so give it the refresh it deserves before the holidays. At Zerorez, we don't just clean carpets, we remove dirt and grime from the spaces where you and your loved ones spend time, safely and effectively. Our ZR water cleaning process is non-toxic and safe for people, pets, and the planet. And unlike traditional cleaners, we don't use soaps and harsh chemicals, so your carpets dry in hours, not days, and stay cleaner longer. Now here's our Thanksgiving thank you. When you schedule 3 rooms of carpet cleaning at just $45 a room, you can add a hallway for only $1 more. Just mention WSB when you book. That's 3 rooms at $45 and a hallway for just $1. Schedule today at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
Hey, friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof. Online at drroof.com.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403Bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Little known fact, this was Longoria's wedding song. JK. Happy 84th birthday to Art Garfunkel. The lesser of the Simon and Garfunkel?
Easily Team Simon all the way.
But still, I mean...
He wrote Simon's quotation.
Understood, but he's not without talent, Mr. Garfunkel. I mean, yeah, I'm going to play it again. That's Garfunkel singing. It's a good voice. trouble. Welcome back to the show. Coming up after the news at 9:30, we're going to D.C. for day 36 in the government shutdown. This is an interesting government story, Deborah. The United States military has a new satellite jamming technology. This sounds like a game changer.
Yeah, the U.S. is going to deploy 2 new counter space weapons. One's called Meadowlands, and the other one is remote sensing terminals. And they're intended to jam Chinese and Russian intelligence. So they're going in with some jammers that they already have. And this is because China's got like a ton of satellites in space. And the U.S. says China can track the U.S. forces with their satellites.
100%.
So by putting these jammers out there, they'll be able to at least temporarily block the signals.
So this is satellite jamming, which reminded me, Longoria, of the radar jamming from our childhood from the legendary movie Spaceballs.
Now what is it? I'm having trouble with the radar, sir. What's wrong with it? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Rick Moranis, Winslow, right? Not Steve Winslow. Michael Winslow was the guy that from Police Academy. Why were they having trouble? Their stuff got jammed.
It appears to be jammed. Raspberry.
Yeah. What a great... Wasn't there supposed to be a sequel?
A sequel's in the works.
In the works.
Yeah, with Rick Moranis.
With a Mel Brooks movie. I saw Mel Brooks. I finally got to finish yesterday. The John Candy documentary on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
Wow, it's
I feel
great.
Like I'll be really sad if I watch it.
It's sad.
Is it? I knew it would be.
But it's a good sad. Like
okay.
For folk like Austin Eller didn't know the name John Candy. When I'm talking
love
about
John Candy.
He recognizes it in the face now. But so the documentary is produced by Tom Hanks' son, Colin Hanks, and it talks to Tom Hanks is in there and Steve Martin and all the old SCTV. I mean, goodness gracious. John Candy was amazing. So many amazing movies. Macaulay Culkin's in there. It's a tearjerker, and you forget how talented and popular John Candy was. But yeah, if you don't mind getting misty-eyed a little bit.
Even his cameo in like Home Alone was hysterical.
That was when they talked about that. They said John Candy, because of scheduling, only had 1 day to shoot, and he got there, and John's like, keep me as long as you want. And they shot 23 out of 24 hours just to get that cameo in. But yeah, I highly recommend that. I Love Me, I think is the name of the documentary. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Rest in peace, John Candy. All right, Judson has your news, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back live to D.C., day 36 of the government shutdown and confusion when it comes to SNAP benefits. Social media is up and active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum, at WSB Radio.
The Scott Antique Markets is back at the Atlanta Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. We're on both sides of I-285 exit 55 on Jonesboro Road. Visit ScottAntiqueMarket.com for more information.
If you need a furnace, think of Reliable with unbeatable lifetime warranty and only $59.99 a month. It's getting cold out there. Don't be a turkey this Thanksgiving. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Reliable Heating Air wants to keep you warm and feed you too with free Turkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday leading up to Thanksgiving, listen to my show for your chance to win a free Thanksgiving turkey courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the name Atlanta trusts when it's time to turn on the heat. Stay cozy, save energy, and keep your oven and your furnace cooking this holiday season. Visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check today.
Properties come in all shapes and sizes, and so do foundation repairs. Mark Beckham here. It could be new construction, a big house, a small house, or your commercial property. Anyway, you need the leaders in foundation repair to handle it. Get your free estimate at AtlantaRamjack.com.
Absolutely nobody likes them. We call them every name in the book. Palmetto bugs, water bugs, smoky browns, tree roaches, German cockroaches, but a roach is a roach by any name, and you want them gone. Hey, it's Mark Arum here for my friends at Breda Pest Management. In Georgia, you can't avoid roaches. They're simply a part of life. They're everywhere. So either get used to roaches or you better get Breda. Protect your home and family from those vile, nasty, crunchy, whatever you want to call them, bugs. And if your company has stopped coming inside your home, Breda's got your back. They do it the right way, protecting the outside and inside of your home. It's the roaches inside you want gone, so let Breda in and keep those roaches out. Breda Pest Management, they handle bugs and critters like roaches or whatever you call them. Get started at BREDA.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top stories: been a rough ride on the southwest perimeter following a crash late in this morning drive that shut down all lanes at 285. Let's go straight to the WSB 24-hour traffic center. We are seeing some big delays right now, Mike Shields.
Yeah, over 6 miles of brake lights, Judd, but things starting to improve as one left lane has reopened within the last 5 minutes. 285 southbound, the outer loop right at Washington Road, exit 1, but bumper to bumper all the way back to Cascade Road. This does appear to be in the clearing stages. Hopefully they can get more lanes open, but for now, continue to take 75-85 southbound to I-85 southbound by the airport. We'll have more on this coming up in the next few minutes, Judd.
All right, thank you, Mike. It is currently 57 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we'll see sunny skies today, the high getting into the mid-70s. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, the death toll rises to 9 with several more still missing in Louisville, Kentucky following a UPS plane crash as searchers continue to comb the area following the inferno sparked by that tragedy. Correspondent Alex Perez says it's the deadliest crash ever involving the Atlanta-based company.
Video showing a UPS plane taking off from Louisville's airport when one of its engines appears to be on fire. The plane, with 3 crew members on board, was carrying over 220,000 pounds of fuel. The fire is spreading across a city block.
At least one runway has reopened this morning at the Louisville airport where the plane took off. Watching oral arguments today at the Supreme Court in a challenge to President Trump's use of sweeping tariffs on U.S. imports. Legal correspondent Jan Crawford says a variety of businesses, from wine importers to toy makers, have brought this suit.
If Trump loses this case, it could be hugely significant because there's an argument that the administration, the government, would have to refund over $100 billion in tariffs that it has collected.
The president says he has the power to issue the tariffs through an emergency act. She says while the high court has had a broad view of executive powers, it has also been critical of a president trying to encroach on the power of Congress. The Evanston, Illinois school district, where former DeKalb County Superintendent Devon Horton once worked, is moving ahead with an audit. Horton's accused of wire fraud and embezzlement while working there. Horton faces a federal indictment for the alleged acts. He resigned from his position with DeKalb County, which is planning its own audit to review spending under Horton. Well, just a heads up, today's Severe Weather Preparedness Day here in Georgia.
The day is set aside by GEMA and the Homeland Security Agency, along with the National Weather Service, for schools, businesses, and individuals to all take part in a severe weather tornado drill. Expect to hear sirens around 9:30 this morning to simulate a weather event. Officials say everybody should take this time to develop a plan with family, coworkers, or classmates for what to do in a weather emergency, as well as creating a readiness kit. Meanwhile, forecasters say parts of Georgia could see a secondary peak in severe weather, including tornadoes, during the months of November and early December. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia does not do well on the annual list from U.S. News and World Report of the best cities to retire. Smyrna is the highest ranking Georgia city, only coming in at number 87. Central Michigan town of Midland tops the list. Publication notes its affordability and quality of life. Weirton, West Virginia, of all places, finishes second. It's 9:33 as we check your money. A mixed bag right now on Wall Street. The Dow, S&P are both up slightly. The NASDAQ is down at the moment. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. And back to the roads we go. WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
And Judd, still watching this rollover crash cleanup by the airport, southwest leg of the perimeter, 285 southbound, the outer loop at Washington Road, exit 1. Only the left lane open right now. There looks like they're going to get more left lanes back open, but jammed all the way back to Cascade Road. That's 6 miles of delay. Avoid that. Take downtown 75-85 southbound to I-85 southbound as a wide alternate, and delays out of Morrow into Forest Park going to improve after a crash. It was in the left lane. They just blocked all lanes to move it to the shoulder. 75 northbound at Terra Boulevard, all lanes back open. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Epworth. Sunny skies today, high 74. Sunset this evening around 5:45. Lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, highs in the mid 70s. Increasing cloud cover on Friday, high 73.
56 degrees in Alpharetta, 57 in Jonesboro, 58 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
I've had some great Mondays. I'm having a good Monday right now. Look, it's beautiful outside.
Got that nice loud shirt.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
It's a citrusy, summery, I think breezy kind of shirt.
And some advice.
But just remember this.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
I never have and never will smoke a cigar.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Because I think it was such a tragedy, I did not see anybody be upset that they missed a flight.
That's Ann Sabetta. She was a passenger at the Louisville International Airport. Still to come, we'll update that horrific plane crash. But next, day 36 of the government shutdown. We go live to D.C. in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
With our weather extremes, I wanted windows that would stand the test of time. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and I found them. I love my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. I was blown away. They're energy efficient and incredibly durable. 8 times stronger than vinyl, so they last. Experience the fiberglass difference in your home or in their new Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to bypass the market, receive an all-cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. Mark Spain Real Estate's been in the business for nearly 30 years and has helped more than 72,000 satisfied clients. Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home quickly and for top dollar. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Don't wear 4 sweatshirts at home this winter because your old furnace isn't up to snuff. Get a brand new one thanks to my pals at Reliable. Hey, it's Mark Arum with you. Check this amazing offer going on right now. Any size furnace, just $59.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, unbeatable lifetime warranty, next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. ReliableAir.com, book an appointment or call or text 770-594-9969.
There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. When your garage door stops working, trust A1 to get you moving again fast. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
9:37 on the Mark Arum Show, day 36 of the government shutdown. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to go in depth with consumer advocate Clark Howard. If you are a federal employee and you've not been receiving paychecks, or you are a SNAP recipient and you're not getting your SNAP benefits, Clark Howard's going to go in depth after the news at 10 on what you should and maybe more importantly, should not do with your finances during these uncertain economic times. So in depth with Clark coming up in 30 minutes. It is now a record-breaking shutdown at the government. Joining us live from CBS News in the nation's capital, our good friend Natalie Brand. Natalie, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Good to be with you.
36 days and climbing. Are we getting any indication from our leaders on Capitol Hill that this might end within a relative short amount of time?
Well, since the last time we spoke, Mark, there does seem to be some new hints of optimism. I don't want to get people too excited, but lawmakers are kind of signaling that, you know, the contours of a possible deal to end this shutdown are coming together. So that is one, you know, major new development. And even this morning, you know, the president is meeting or just met with Senate Republicans here at the White House over breakfast and delivered some remarks that, you know, the cameras were able to capture before their private meeting. And he did sound more reflective following, you know, last night's losses for Republicans in the major elections, and also just the fact that, you know, the public is growing more and more tired of this government shutdown. So, you know, there could be some movement soon the other new headline is that Democratic leaders have once again requested a meeting with the president as they try to, navigate their way out of this. This bipartisan group of senators who have continued to kind of talk behind the scenes say that a possible deal could possibly include funding the government in exchange for a vote on extending these health care subsidies that we've been talking about.
Interesting. So I know it's early stages. We don't want to get too optimistic about this, but these negotiations, what would come first? The Democrats vote to reopen the government on the CR and then negotiate, or there'd be negotiations before the Democrats decide to reopen the government?
I mean, again, it's early. We don't know exactly how everything will come together, but it sounds like, there could be two different votes that happen, almost at the same time, that these things could happen in tandem. Since this is what Democrats have been pushing for, extending health care subsidies kind of at the same time or in conjunction with dealing with the larger funding issue. And then something else we were talking about, the initial continuing resolution that the lawmakers were voting on really just got us through, near the end of November. So now they're talking about possibly longer funding or appropriations bills. So it sounds like senators on both sides, the ones who have been engaged in these negotiations are trying to break the logjam. We'll see how it all comes together. However, that said, the other, major factor in this is President Trump continues to put pressure on Senate Republicans, including just this morning on trying to eliminate the filibuster, which the president thinks would solve a lot of these problems because then he could get, the short-term funding measure passed, the government reopened, and push through additional pieces of his agenda, heading into next year's midterm.
Yeah, we'll see if John Thune wants to open that Pandora's box. Natalie Brand from CBS joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has been really vocal in the last couple of days, saying that Congress should be back in session, and it's ludicrous that they're not working. When is Speaker Johnson going to reopen Congress?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, if a deal emerges on the Senate side and the Republicans are, and President are finally signaling that it's time to get something done and end what is now this new record shutdown, then he's going to have to bring back the House. And also notably, Congresswoman Taylor Greene has been a proponent of releasing the Epstein files. So that whole issue, which then will be back in the spotlight once the House returns, she's been one of the staunch proponents, joining with even, Democrats on that issue. So really an outspoken voice kind of, breaking with her party or Republican leadership on some of these big issues as she tries to advocate for what she thinks is just common sense at this point.
Indeed. One final question, Natalie. SNAP benefits obviously are not being provided to 1 in 10 Georgians right now. Some confusion on the future of SNAP and what the recipients might get?
Yeah, based on the president kind of signaling on social media that maybe the benefits wouldn't go out until after the shutdown ends, the White House then clarified that they are complying with the court order. If you read that court order, the government said that they could empty the contingency fund, but that would not fund everything, essentially, that they would have to still provide reduced benefits during the shutdown, and that they were, working with states to kind of come up with the formula. So there's still confusion about exactly, what amount of money is going to individual recipients, and also, the timeline, how long it will take to get this process restarted. And still, that really this gets resolved if the shutdown ends. So there is hope that that could happen in the coming days. But again, so much of this hinges on what kind of deal lawmakers end up working out.
Indeed. Natalie Brand, live in D.C. Natalie, as always, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mark. Good to be with you.
Interesting. All right, so maybe some progress. We'll see who blinks first, but we'll monitor what's going on Capitol Hill and on the Senate side throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Those SNAP benefits, a reminder, in depth with Clark Howard after the news at 10. If you lost your SNAP benefits or you're a federal employee not getting paid, what Clark says you should and should not do right now in the midst of the government shutdown, you don't want to mess up your finances long term, even though it's a really stressful situation. So we'll pick Clark's brain there. Let's continue our team coverage of the government shutdown at day 36. Obviously, we've been seeing some airline issues here at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Joining us on the program, ABC News travel and transportation reporter Sam Sweeney. Sam, good morning. We heard yesterday from the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy. What did he have to say, and what's the long-term outlook when it comes to air travel in the United States?
Look, it's hard to predict exactly where and when we will see these major impacts and possible airspace closures. It all comes down to sick calls. And each day, we're seeing more and more of these sick calls that are impacting flights and airports all across the country. But what likely will be, the tipping point is when air traffic controllers who work in what are known as the centers, that's the centers that handle air traffic above 18,000 feet, when they start calling in sick en masse is when we will see significant airspace closures. So take the Atlanta area, for example. All of the planes above 18,000 feet in Georgia are handled by the Jacksonville Air Traffic Control Center. Jacksonville also handles flights, not just across Georgia, but also North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of the Gulf, the Atlantic Ocean, and even Alabama. So when you have a couple of controllers that call out there, you are talking about large swaths of the United States. There are 22 air traffic control centers like this across the United States. And when those controllers call out, that's when we're going to see big problems.
So delays in Atlanta could be caused by call-outs in Jacksonville, Florida. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and look, if you take New York City, for example, the majority of airplanes, especially on the East Coast, touch New York or the surrounding area at some point during the day, or at least transit through that airspace. So if you have problems in New York City, it ripple effects across the entire country. And on Friday alone, 80% of controllers in the New York area called in sick.
Wow, that's a huge number. Sam Sweeney, travel and transportation reporter from ABC, joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Used a phrase that I'm not familiar with a couple of times, airspace closures. Explain what you mean by that and what the Transportation Secretary meant about possible airspace closures.
When you don't have enough air traffic controllers to work the planes that are scheduled to fly that day in your specific area, if you don't have the capacity, the manpower to handle those planes, you have to either delay them or you have to cancel them. And that's what will happen if they have too many sick calls. If you have 5 people and those 5 people are supposed to handle 100 flights and 2 of those people call in, now you're down to 3 people. Well, now they have to bring that to 50 flights. You can't have more planes in the air than you can handle with these air traffic controllers. And if enough controllers call out, they will shut down the entire airspace.
Wow. Unbelievable. While I have you, since you cover the transportation sector, Atlanta, the home to UPS, monitoring this horrific crash at the Louisville airport. Any details this morning on what might have caused the crash and what the investigation might look like moving forward?
It's too early to tell a cause, but what we can see based on these videos that have now come out of the takeoff, you see that left wing, possibly the left engine, is on fire as it lifts off the ground. What caused that fire? Was it uncontained engine failure? Was there debris on the runway? Did the engine break apart and puncture the wing, the fuel tank of this plane? Those are all possibilities. That's what the NTSB will look out. They will rule out nothing. But there are large pieces of the engine that are on the runway. That's going to be a good indicator of what happened here and what caused this explosion.
Relatedly, Sammy, you might not know the answer to this. With the government shutdown and furloughs we've seen, is the NTSB fully staffed and capable of handling this investigation?
They are capable. They are not getting paid. So they are going to be flying there and working unpaid, of course, until the government reopens. It's certainly not an ideal situation, but the NTSB is fully capable of handling this.
Sam Sweeney, ABC News. Sam, great stuff as always. Thank you.
Thank you. 9
dead in that horrific crash. UPS jet taking off from Louisville, headed to Hawaii. When we come back after a quick break, we've heard this morning from the Louisville mayor trying to get some more information on what exactly caused that horrific fiery plane crash there in Kentucky. Right now, though, at 9:48 on the Mark Arum Show, got to check the ride around town. Any current hotspots, Mike Shields?
Yeah, by the airport market. But the good news is this is in the clearing stages. 2 left lanes are back open, but the right lanes remain blocked. 285 southbound, the outer loop at Washington Road, exit 1. Delays 6 miles back to Cascade Road still. Continue to take 75-85 southbound to I-85 southbound as a way around that. Crash just moved to the right shoulder. All lanes are blocked again to do so, though. 75 northbound to Terra Boulevard, exit 235. Sluggish 2 miles back starting at Jonesboro Road. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Save on Thanksgiving essentials at Whole Foods Market in-store or online today. Build your spread with deals with no antibiotics ever turkey, sides, desserts, and more through December 2nd. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
This story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Get your home holiday ready with Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Schedule 3 rooms at just $45 a room and add a hallway for only $1 more when you mention WSB. Book now at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the costs of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Having lost a close one 8 years ago and having won a close one this year, I can say this. Winning's a lot more fun.
57 years ago, Richard Nixon eked out a narrow victory over Vice President Hubert Humphrey in the presidential election following a heartbreaking loss to JFK in 1960. He remembered that as he savored his victory over Hubert Humphrey. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Clark Howard in depth on the government shutdown and how it impacts federal employees right after the news at 10. I did get, actually, Vinny got, so thanks, Vinny, some audio from the mayor of Louisville on this horrific plane crash, the UPS plane that crashed in coming off of takeoff, I believe is how it happened. First question to the Louisville mayor, any update on how this happened or survivors or those that are injured?
The latest of about 2 minutes ago is I can now confirm we have found 9 victims of the crash. Again, we expect that number will continue to rise, but 9 victims have been found so far that have died as a result of this horrible tragedy. We have first responders are on the scene now that it's daylight again. The coroner has been working through the night and is there. NTSB will be arriving shortly in Louisville.
But more from the Louisville mayor on, are you learning anything from the NTSB?
Not yet. I don't have any information on the cause yet. I was in touch with NTSB officials last night, have already been this morning. They're on their way here. And so as soon as they land, I'll be meeting them and look forward to learning more. My guess is it takes a while for them to do that investigation. And we, of course, want accurate information. And that's what will be on the scene here working towards.
Yeah, crazy. The NTSB, Deborah, they're government employees. They're not getting paid, and they're still having to do, this extensive investigation. Final question for the Louisville mayor. This obviously was a UPS plane, UPS headquartered here in Atlanta. Are you learning anything on the impact this had on UPS, its staff, and business overall?
Well, I've been praying for everybody that's part of the UPS family. UPS is such an important part of our city. There are 20,000+ employees that call Louisville home. Their involvement in all aspects of the community. This is a tragedy for the victims that we've lost. It's a horrible event for everyone that's part of the UPS family in our entire city. So I've been speaking with UPS officials. They are heartbroken. They are going to be supporting all of the victims and their families. They're going to be cooperating fully with the investigation. They will be doing everything they can as a result of this tragedy that occurred. But UPS is so important to us in so many different ways for here in Louisville.
Yeah, world headquarters of UPS here in Atlanta, but a major hub there in Louisville. And the what adds to this tragedy, Deborah, is that plane fully loaded with packages, whatever, gasoline, flying from Louisville to Honolulu. Like that was a fully fueled jet and exploded on takeoff there. Just a horrible situation. If we get any new information on that, we will bring it to you here on 95.5 WSB. News, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, in depth with Clark Howard, day 36 of the government shutdown. If you are a federal worker or you have lost your SNAP benefits, advice from Clark next on the Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
My holiday lights are up, the ladder's in the garage, and I'm safe inside. Wise Guys Lights handles everything, install, maintenance, and takedown, and first-time customers save $150 when they mention me, Chris Chandler. Don't wait, book now at wiseguyslights.com.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Did you know Superior is probably the #1 installer of water heaters in Atlanta? If your water heater is over 10 years old, time to replace, and be surprised on the improvements it will make in giving you plenty of hot water. Superior offers a 10-year warranty.
Hope you had a fantastic Halloween. My wife and I certainly did. Hey, it's Mark Arum back with you. So check it out. We were outside in our driveway with a setup. We had the candy there, we had the Halloween decorations, we had a little soba and a bed sitting next to us. But the best part was we were able to hook up to my Xfinity Wi-Fi, even though we were well outside my house, and play creepy Halloween songs. And my wife was reading her book on her Kindle, and we were streaming shows. Bottom line is, in the lulls between the kids coming trick-or-treating, we were hooked up to their amazingly strong Xfinity Wi-Fi. And we were able to entertain ourselves even at the end of our driveway. If you do not have Xfinity Internet, you are missing out, friends. Xfinity, it truly is magic when it comes to their internet. I want you to learn more at Xfinity.com or your local Xfinity store near you. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Tax and fees extra and subject to change.
Buried in tax debt? Call the experts. Forbes ranked #1. Their seasoned attorneys take over immediately. Get the outcome you need with a free confidential consultation. Don't wait. Call 800-516-8408 or visit 5startaxresolution.com.
Whether it's a walk-in closet, master closet, or pantry, unlock the true potential of your storage areas in time for the holidays. Schedule your free design consultation today at artisancustomclosets.com and reward yourself with affordable luxury this holiday season.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Let's start with this update on the government shutdown. President Trump summoning Senate Republicans for breakfast at the White House this morning after reiterating his call for them to eliminate the Senate filibuster to end the shutdown.
If you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape.
So far, no deal. Congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns says this morning. In the meantime, Americans are caught in the middle.
As day 36 of the longest government shutdown in American history begins, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is sounding the alarm about travel at the nation's airports.
You will see mass flight delays. You'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it because we don't have the air traffic controllers.
Meanwhile, millions of Americans who rely on food stamp assistance are still unsure when they'll get their benefits.
And both parties are now saying that it could be resolved soon. Check back for updates. We'll let you know. Sunny skies today, trending warmer with an afternoon high of 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. This just in, a woman is shot while sleeping inside her home in northwest Atlanta. Police say the victim was struck in the legs by shots fired from outside the house on Gun Club Road. She was transported to the hospital for treatment. The shooting appears to have been the result of a dispute between neighbors. Though police are continuing to investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident, no arrests have yet been made. Happening right now, first responders are searching for more victims after a UPS plane crashed while taking off from the airport in Louisville, Kentucky. Mayor Craig Greenberg.
Monitoring the air quality overnight, and we've reduced the shelter in place to just a quarter mile around the crash site right now. There's no danger to anyone else outside of that.
At least 9 people have died, 11 injured in that crash. The mayor saying he thinks there may be more victims. Job cuts at American Airlines. The airline planning to reduce its management and support staff in order to optimize its performance and efficiency. Most of the cuts will be made in Fort Worth, Texas, where the carrier is based. A statement sent out today says that the layoffs are small, quote, a small reduction, but did not say exactly how many employees will be affected or when those cuts will actually happen. And IBM is cutting thousands of jobs. Michael Wallace has more on that.
The tech giant isn't giving a specific number, but says the layoffs will impact a low single-digit percentage of its global workforce of 270,000. Like Meta, Google, and Amazon, IBM will invest more in AI. AI pioneer Geoffrey Hinton, known as the godfather of AI, fears many more jobs will be lost to artificial intelligence.
You'd have to be very skilled to have a job that it couldn't just do.
The World Economic Forum predicts by 2030, 92 million jobs will be displaced by AI.
And while we're talking about money, nobody won the Mega Millions, so the jackpot has now soared to $843 million for Friday's drawing. The jackpot has been growing since it was last won on June 27th. Somebody in Virginia getting $348 million. Let's take a a look at the markets. We're in the green this morning. The Dow is up slightly, up 94 points at 47,180. NASDAQ is up almost 0.5%, and the S&P's also up slightly. It is time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. Still a tough go of it on the west side. Perimeter 285 southbound headed below Cascade Road, all because of that earlier rollover crash. 285 south at Washington Road. That is finally just clearing from one right lane, so about to go all lanes open, but you may still want to consider an alternate route because of the slow traffic. And if you're leaving the ballpark area, Truist Park, a crash in the right lane on 285 southbound or westbound past Cobb Parkway. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies today, high 74, lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 75, increasing cloud cover, but staying mainly dry Friday, high 73.
WSB Storm Tracker radar is clear. It's sunny and 57 degrees in Alpharetta. Riverdale, you have 60, and it is sunny and 58 degrees right now in Loganville. We'll have more news at 10:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Core 4 with us today, Deborah, executive producer of the program, Longoria, the Stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. There, a little late, Vinny. Coming up in 30 minutes, election night recap. Political analyst Stephen Lawson is going to join us live in studio. 11:35, Talking Tech with Kim Commando. And yet again, Deborah, we have an amazing pair of tickets to give away. My friend, Gordon Sumner, a.k.a.
Sting.
Yes, that's, you probably know him as Sting. We have a pair of tickets to see him at Chastain. Your chance to win after the news at 11:35. As promised, been teasing this all morning long as we are now at day 36 of the government shutdown. Joining us on the show, Clark Howard, to offer insight and advice to folks that are feeling the impact of the government shutdown. Clark, good morning. As always, appreciate your time. I'm glad you were able to come in on short notice because there's a lot of economic uncertainty out there. And I'm specifically thinking of the furloughed federal workers or federal workers who are working right now and not getting paid, the longest government shutdown we've had. There are families that are not getting paychecks. And I'm assuming, I'm not assuming I know it's a struggle for a lot of folks right now. I don't want them to make mistakes with their finances while they're in between paychecks, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
So what should they not do to try to survive? What are some, Clark, don't do this to make ends meet?
So one of the first things people would do in a situation like this is they'd raid their 401k. In the case of federal employees, it would be their TSP, their Thrift Savings Plan accounts. And that is a very rough thing to do when you raid your retirement money, because if you do a withdrawal, you're going to face a 10% penalty plus all the tax, plus you don't have the money for your retirement. If you borrow against it, which is the path of least resistance, that would be a way to buy yourself some time and pay back to your TSP. Again, for people who aren't familiar with the federal government, it's the equivalent of a 401k.
Now, I've done that, much to your chagrin. I've done the borrow against my 401k to pay for a wedding, which you did.
Which I did not approve of at all.
No, but it's better to borrow than to withdraw, right?
That's true. So you're saying, what's the least bad thing?
Yeah.
It's like the Blue Jays doing the bunt thing. So the thing you do is you think through, okay, wait a minute. It's towards the end of the year. Do I have any leave I can take?
Okay.
And go do something else. You think about the federal workers at all different pay levels.
Yeah.
The people working at the airports, the TSA, they're the lowest on the totem pole pretty much of federal workers. They're coming in working those shifts, being asked to work overtime because other people aren't coming in, and they got no money coming in to put food on the table. It's awful. And I was flying Sunday, and the security lines were about 5-6 times normal length.
Wow.
And it's because There are people who, I can't do it anymore. I cannot keep coming in and working here for no pay, and I'm doing something else. So people are doing what's smart for themselves, which is if they need to, they're delivering food for Uber Eats, or they're driving for Lyft, or they're picking up seasonal work, as we move towards Christmas. Anything to bring in some money to put food on the table.
Because there's no stopping of the bills. You got to pay the electric bill.
Stopping of the bills.
Yeah.
A lot of federal workers are members of credit unions that are geared towards federal employees. And thank goodness a lot of those credit unions are making personal loans on very favorable terms to federal workers. And it's one of the times you really see what a difference being a member of a credit union is versus a bank. And so that would be a path to look at. But really, if you have paid leave left, you want to use it. Go work wherever you can.
Pick up another job.
Whatever that is, to bring some money in so you can at least try to pay your rent or your mortgage or vehicle payment. And in the Washington, D.C. metro area where there's so many federal employees, the banks are doing a much better job saying, okay, we know what's going on. We're going to give you, a grace period. You don't need to pay this month. Interest will accrue, but there'll be no late penalties. We're not going to come and repo your vehicle. So you want to try with your lenders.
Contact them.
To see what they'll do for you. And if they do say, okay, we're going to give you a grace period, you want to, hey, do you mind sending me that as a text message or as an email? Because you don't want later to say, well.
Always keep the records.
Yes.
Yeah.
That when they come and take your car away, you say, wait, you told me I had grace this month. So the more you work with people you owe money to, and the more you figure out how you can bring some money in the midst of this, which is obviously a complete breakdown in Washington.
Yeah.
That we're talking about this.
It's
right
insane.
Now.
And knock on wood, like I this is not, aside from TSA lines or, for non-federal workers, we're okay, we're safe, we're not having to think about taking a loan against our retirement accounts. One other thing, Clark Howard in studio on the Mark Arum Show, if folks are not getting this paycheck and it goes longer, home equity loans, second mortgages, that's often, okay, I'm just trying to present all the, because I know I've been in financial difficulties and you're thinking, where can I get money?
If you're at the point that it's all crashing down around you and you have a lot of equity in your home, I do not like you borrowing against your home. But if it's the only thing you can do, then a home equity line of credit would be the right thing. And going back to credit unions, most credit unions originate those with no fees. So you just pay the interest on the draws you do. But you don't want to make a habit of something that's very popular right now in America for people who have a lot of equity in their homes. They're treating it as a piggy bank.
As a slush fund.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that equity that is so important for your future, if you just say, oh, well, I really want that jet ski. I mean, that's just so cool. I rode my friend's jet ski at the lake,
rent
summer.
One. Don't buy one. Just rent a jet ski. You don't have to buy it.
Having owned jet skis, I will tell you, that rental fee that seems outrageous is a much better idea.
It's a bargain. Yeah. You mentioned talking to your financial institutions. I'm assuming for folks that haven't gotten a paycheck, that they're going to be leaning heavier on credit cards. Can they contact their credit card companies and explain, I'm a federal worker, can you work with me on payments here?
Yeah, and the big credit card issuers are fully aware of this. So it's not like the people who you're going to talk to on the phone aren't aware. And so it depends per institution how they're treating people.
Okay.
And this is a cold, hard fact. The higher your credit score is going into this, the more cooperative the financial institution is with you.
Now, folks have been listening to your advice, pay off the credit card every month. We've got a lot of available credit. If there's a federal worker that has $30,000 in available credit and no credit card balance now, can they use that to make ends meet until they get their paychecks rolling again?
You can, but you're going to be paying on average about 25% interest. That's why the other things we've talked about come first. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Even using the HELOC temporarily because the interest rate on it is going to be so much lower.
Less than the
than
credit
the
card.
interest rate on the credit card. But again, if you have your credit cards from one of the federal employee credit union kind of outfits, they're already doing special things for their members. And the interest rate on I don't know if you knew this, the interest rate on a credit card from a credit union is usually less than half what it is from a bank.
No kidding.
Because remember, a credit union is it's a nonprofit owned by its members. It's a co-op. They're not supposed to make money. So that's why the interest on a credit card that you go to one of the giant monster mega banks will average 25%, and at a credit union is going to be 10 to 12% usually.
So unrelated to the economic distress folks are feeling, but you said that. So one of the credit cards I've had for 30 years, I got a notice, and I pay it off. There's no debt or anything. They said, hey, your new interest rate is 35.6%.
35.6?
Yeah. And they're like, if you don't agree, cancel. But that's the thing. But I don't have do I just keep it?
It doesn't harm you at all if you always pay your balance in full. But I think
out of spite, I just want to cancel it.
No, I would say I need to see what credit cards you have and put you through a credit card cleanup and tell you which ones would be best for you.
We'll have more on Clark Howard in depth on what to do if you are. Really good advice there, though. If you have options, I think Clark laid out what you should and what should not do. What if you are missing your SNAP benefits and you are food insecure right now? What advice can Clark give to the folks that are missing those SNAP benefits? We'll go in depth with Clark after we check the ride around town on this gorgeous Tuesday morning, live with the latest, the incomparable Ashley Frasca.
(10:14) in the Coolray Carrier WSB 24-hour traffic center. Watching a crash in the right lane, though Hero may be about to clear that. 285 south past Cobb Parkway, and things looking a lot better and fast on the west side. 285 southbound, the scene of the earlier rollover crash. It is cleared at Washington Road. Traffic brought to you by MJ the Musical. Backed by overwhelming demand, the multiple Tony Award-winning musical MJ returns to the Fox Theater January 27th through February 1st. Tickets on sale at BroadwayInAtlanta.com. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want
And
it.
he's involved in keeping Chinese communist students at American University.
And a break when you need it.
I forgot to leave food out for the cat. Can you go check on the cat?
Eric Erickson.
By belittling other people, you show your tribal loyalty.
Today, starting at noon. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's hard to believe it's time to start talking about Christmas, but I've got some seriously special gift ideas for you from D. Geller & Son Jewelers. They're all about the magic of custom personalized jewelry. They've been creating lifelong memories since 1939, and now you can create them right along with their team. A custom birthstone and earring necklace set, a one-of-a-kind dream-worthy ring, unbeatable value, and absolutely the best quality. Plan ahead and make this holiday season unforgettable at D. Geller & Son. Their showrooms in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs or online at dgeller.com.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. When you have plumbing problems, you need it done quickly and on your schedule. Superior Plumbing will work around your schedule night and day. They've served Atlanta for almost 40 years. They want to be your plumber for life, and they'll earn your trust by doing the work correctly the first time. So do what I did and call Superior Plumbing night or day to have a trusted plumber fix your plumbing issues.
Superior, the honest one, on 770-422 Plum.
The NBA season's rollin', and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code AtlantaTalk. That's code AtlantaTalk. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Ends December 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
shows.
As we all start to ponder the things we're thankful for, how about sparing a thought for your faithful garage door? Protecting your car from the wind and rain, standing guard against hurricanes, and pelican poop. If crazy Uncle Mick ruins yet another dinner being overly thankful to a bottle of cheap hooch, how about you thank the hard-working garage door who's always there for you? Drive in and drive out. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We can help you show some love by keeping your garage door healthy and happy. Clean and lubricate the tracks and rollers, or repair some old damage that gets on your nerves. And your door will stay loyal for years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and treat him nicer than Uncle Mick.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
We've been talking about SNAP benefits, the loss of SNAP benefits. Even before that, the rise in food insecurity nationwide, but especially here in Metro Atlanta. Folks that are expecting that $180 a month to feed their family, they're not getting them. Any Clark advice on what to do in these uncertain food times?
I've been waiting for you to ask me this. This is unreal because the stress already on food banks in North Georgia has been extreme. Do you know we are already in a recession in Georgia?
Really?
Yeah. According to the economic measurements I've seen, a little less than half the states in the country are in an economic slowdown. And it looks like we are one of those.
Okay.
So people are feeling more stress here, more strain. A lot of people in their 20s are not able to get a job right now in what they studied in school. And it is a very, very difficult time. And this is a time that as a community, we've got to come together. And whether it's churches and other religious organizations that do food drives on, at services to collect food for people who need it right now. A lot of us that are doing okay, our pantries are stocked.
Yes.
And other people's pantries are bare. This is a time that we need to do what Americans historically have done, is when you don't look to the federal government to solve it, we look to our own community to solve it. And so I think that it's up to us to help each other in whatever way we can, whatever organizations we're part of, that we make a difference.
Is there a great point, and we've been hammering that home. We've got the Triple Team Traffic Food Drive coming up, telling folks to donate to the Atlanta Community Food Bank, who even before the end of the SNAP benefits saw a 70% increase in folks looking for food at the food banks, which is...
You can see, 27% food inflation over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And so it's been a very, very rough cycle starting back in 19 with food prices just going up and up. And people's paychecks for a while were keeping up with that. But now that the economy has slowed, that's not the case anymore. Yeah. So that's why you're seeing the 70% increase in demand. So we're in something that happens from time to time. It was first noticed heavily by economists about 140 years ago.
Okay.
In the 1880s, when we had enormous income disparity in the United States, and we're in a cycle like that again. So we have about 30% of Americans that are doing great. I mean, they're doing the best they've ever done.
Yeah.
They've got lots of money on hand. The money in money market funds, I think, is approaching $7 trillion.
Wow.
And then we've got somewhere, and these are rough numbers, but somewhere around 65, 70% of Americans that are really having trouble because they don't have all those stock portfolios.
Yeah.
They don't have their real estate portfolios. And so they are the ones who the inflation of the last 6 years has eaten them up.
Tight grocery budget. What are some Clark tips on how to stretch your grocery dollar farther?
So it's so much easier if you got some money. You're not one of the people we're talking about.
Yeah.
You want me to do this, that, or the other one. I got nothing to do this first.
Yeah.
But if you've got money and you're trying to stretch it, the reality is Americans buy more brand name goods in the supermarket than people do in any other developed country. We are the only place that people don't overwhelmingly buy private label.
Store brands.
You buy store brand.
Yeah.
And so the sales of brand name manufactured goods have declined, but interestingly enough, the store brands, even though they're taking more share in the stores, their sales have not really gone up. People are just doing with less. But the way you stretch your dollar is you buy those store brands. And absolutely, in Atlanta, we are so lucky. We have Aldi, we have Lidl, huge market for them. Almost everything they sell is private label. And the average shopping cart is, or buggy, as we say here, is 40% cheaper at those two stores than what we're used to shopping at. So where you shop and what you buy matters so much. And, I am so into the reverse shopping list, which is you only buy what's on sale.
Okay.
And you build your menu based on what's on sale. And do you ever heard of the app called Flip?
No.
So Flip shows you in one place you can see all the store ads. And so you can see, okay, this week Publix has blah, 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 much cheaper than Kroger or whatever.
Interesting.
Or Kroger's better on this versus that. And it's funny how often in Atlanta, Kroger and Publix will be across the street from each other or sometimes even, next to each other, the same side of the street. And a lot of people don't want to go shop at my beloved Aldi or Lidl or Costco or Sam's. This is a stat for you. Walmart, Sam's Club, and Costco, those three combined now sell about 30% of all groceries in the country.
Walmart's huge too. Yeah, huge. All right,
So
so it's Flip. It's a free
Flip.
app. If you need more help, more guidance, Clark.com is the go-to. Clark, you're invaluable, an amazing resource for us here in Atlanta and at WSB Radio. Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
Great seeing you.
Ton of helpful information there, as always, with Clark Howard. Now, if you are not a federal employee or you're not a SNAP recipient, but you know someone that is, make sure they check out the Mark Arum Show podcast. That full Clark interview will be posted after the show, wherever you get your podcast. News, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, reaction a day after Election Day. Ballots here in Georgia and nationwide. Political analyst Stephen Lawson with a reaction to the results next on the Mark Arum Show.
Been wanting a new deck for your home, something that's built just the way you want it, but you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for just $1.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For your home to be truly healthy, it needs to be bug and critter free. Who knows what germs they bring in? Hey, it's Mark Aram, and I trust Breda Pest Management to protect my home inside and out because a pest-free home is a healthy home. Don't settle for the 5-minute outside-only spray and pray approach to pest control. It's the gross, germy bugs inside that you want gone. BREDA.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Happening right now, President Trump's tariff power is before the Supreme Court. Oral arguments underway today in a case with potentially profound economic consequences for the country and the presidency. The case stemming from President Trump's use of emergency powers to impose sweeping tariffs on countries around the world. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts led a delegation of Democrat lawmakers and small business owners outside the court, where he says the president's tariffs are hurting small businesses.
The voters across America rejected President Trump's illegal and destructive economic policies. Today, we are here to call upon the Supreme Court to do the same.
Now, President Trump is warning that a ruling against him could have catastrophic consequences for the nation's economic health. We'll be watching. Sunny today, trending warmer, afternoon highs around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Democrats flipped 2 seats on the Georgia Public Service Commission. The PSC regulates Georgia's major utilities, including Georgia Power, and its decisions directly impact your energy bills. Andre Dickens will serve another 4 years as mayor of Atlanta. He cruised to victory over 3 opponents and says the votes clearly approve the work of his administration.
For 85% of them to choose me, they're saying that we're doing the right thing around public safety, around making sure that we continue to build up more affordable housing. Our city services are going well.
He says he wants to keep building on those successes while also partnering with other leaders in the metro area to seek solutions to regional transportation challenges. Update on the crash of a UPS plane in Kentucky. At least 9 deaths confirmed now. Alex Perez is the mayor of Louisville, saying he fears there may be more deaths.
The plane, with 3 crew members on board, was carrying over 220,000 pounds of fuel, crashing just after takeoff Tuesday night. More than 100 firefighters battling the inferno, the fire spreading across a city block. UPS Air operations are headquartered in Louisville. Hundreds of their flights come and go from the airport every day.
Investigators are looking into a cause. There's a big Toyota recall this morning, over 1 million vehicles impacted. There's a problem with the rearview camera. A software error may cause the camera image to freeze or just go blank when the vehicle's in reverse. That increases the risk of a crash. This recall impacting certain 2022, 26 Toyota and Lexus models, as well as Subaru. They are equipped with a panoramic view monitor system. Dealers will update the parking assist software free of charge. There's some good news. Nearly a month after several cats run from the scene of a deadly chain reaction crash on I-85 in Jackson County.
Nearly 40 cats were being transported in a van from Forsyth County-based Fur Kids Animal Rescue when that van was caught up in the crash, which left 8 people dead and a truck driver behind bars. Several cats ran from the scene after their cages were crushed. All were quickly recovered except for a kitten named Strawberry Shortcake. Well, after weeks of searching, a homeowner about a mile from the crash site spotted that kitten. Fur Kids brought out traps and was able to capture her. They say the kitten lost some body weight but is otherwise healthy. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Let's check your money. The Dow right now is up 82 points at 47,167. NASDAQ also in positive territory, up more than 0.5%. The S&P is also in the green. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca has a look at your roads.
Slow getting through Marietta 75 southbound, beginning around the South Loop, all because of a crash that was in the right lane of 285 south past Cobb Parkway. That is now on the shoulder. All lanes are open, so 285 westbound, that'll improve too, over from New North Side. And a car facing the wrong way, but it's off in the grass. This crash not blocking lanes. Just look out. 285 south at Highway 78. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Epworth. Sunny skies today, high 74. Sunset this evening around 5:45. Lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, highs in the mid 70s. Increasing cloud cover on Friday, high 73.
It is 60 degrees in Duluth, 61 right now in Kennesaw and Powder Springs. And we'll have more news at 11 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
It's not as bad as it could be. He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Hey, the ladies are at home. Let's smoke cigars.
Eric Von Hessler.
Some sort of cultural affirmation. Yes, I am this kind of man.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This was a tough fight, and this is a tough state. But I know you, New Jersey.
That's Mickey Sherrill, now governor-elect of the state of New Jersey. Big elections yesterday, getting reaction from political analyst Stephen Lawson 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person. Or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Don't delay peace of mind. Ace Hardware Home Services makes it simple to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with financing that works for your budget. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
If you're ignoring any cracked bricks or concrete cracks, you could be ignoring underlying foundation problems. You'll want to get ahead of these problems sooner rather than later. Don't wait any longer. Visit aquaguard.net today to book your free inspection. Remember,
AquaGuard. John, my guy, look who it is. Been too long.
Hey, Taylor. Yeah, just trying to keep my head above water.
What's going on?
Well, the restaurant's bleeding. Back taxes are crushing me. IRS letters coming faster than drink orders.
Been there. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Then I called 5 Star Tax Help. Total game changer.
5 Star?
Yeah, they handled everything. Back taxes, penalties, payment plan. They've got seasoned tax attorneys who know exactly how to deal with the IRS. After 17 years, they're ranked #1 with Forbes and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Seriously? All right, I'm calling them now.
800-516-8408 or 5startaxhelp.com. The IRS doesn't wait.
Hi, this is Victor Latham, lead tax attorney at 5 Star Tax Help. If you're behind on taxes, don't wait. We've been solving tax problems for over 17 years. We're ranked #1 by Forbes and we hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call us today at 800-516-8408 or visit 5startaxhelp.com. Let's get your peace of mind back before the IRS makes the next move.
Cheers, man. Next round's on me.
That is, if the IRS doesn't swipe it first.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City.
New mayor of New York City and the new face of the Democratic Party, ? Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Very busy news day Wednesday here. Obviously, election day here in Georgia. Giving us immediate reaction to the results. Joining us live in studio, political analyst Stephen Lawson. You look good, my friend.
No, I appreciate it. It's fall. Fall's in the air.
It's not like you had to stay up till 3 a.m. to get election results. We kind of knew early what the results were. Let's start here in Georgia. I told Deborah before when I went to my polling place after work yesterday, it was just all I could vote was the statewide what is the initials?
PSC.
PSC.
Yeah, Public Service Commission.
Yeah, I was ready for like 9 questions and 9 votes, and I was like, no, just all right, doot, and I'm done. Let's start with the reaction there. Not really surprising because it's an off-year election that 2 Democrats are now on that commission.
Yeah, absolutely. The incumbents, Fitz Johnson and Tim Echols, lost. And look, yeah, it was an off-year election. I think going into it, most Republicans would tell you that we were probably not going to keep those seats. But certainly, I think the margin was a little surprising for them to lose by 20 points. If you go back to 2021, when just the municipal races were on the ballot across Georgia, the partisan breakdown was about D plus 15. So now it was D plus 20. Which is a little bit alarming, I think, for Republicans to see that. Obviously, there's lots of questions right now, Mark, as we've talked about affordability, about the cost of living, about inflation. Those are all top of mind. I think that conversation around that issue and around the PSC. Look, the simple fact of the matter is that Georgia still is about middle of the pack in terms of affordability. We've got a strong grid. We've got Plant Vogel. We've got some of those things. But that's a hard message to put on a bumper sticker. Yeah. That's a hard message to sell people when they see their utility rates
going up. And that's the thing I saw on social media reaction was like, it wasn't necessarily a vote for the Democrats. It was a vote against Georgia Power. That's what I heard a lot of people say. Like, I voted because my energy bill went up 40% year to year or stuff like that. But I also think, and correct me if I'm wrong, the fact that there were some, headline names in Metro Atlanta, like the mayor's race in Atlanta, which kind of energized Democrats to get out and vote, which showed that while they're there, all right, let's also vote for this commission seat. And maybe not in South Georgia or rural Georgia, there wasn't that incentive to get to the polls and vote yesterday.
Correct. And what I equate it to is basically you had these 2 Republican incumbent PSC commissioners fighting 100 local municipal campaigns in terms of turnout. Yeah. All of those local municipal campaigns that tend to skew heavily Democratic were pushing out voters to also vote in the PSC races. So it was really a perfect storm working against those 2 PSC commissioners. Look, I don't think the sky is falling for Republicans in Georgia. It was an off-year election. Democrats typically win. You have a Republican president that probably, added to that motivation for Democrats to get out and vote. But I will say that there are some warning signs here that I think in terms of for Republicans have to be focused on cost of living, affordability heading into next November, or else they could get an outcome that's not great.
Yeah, it's the same from where I'm sitting. It's the same issue from last November's election, cost of living. Like, what are my groceries cost? What are my housing costs? What are my electricity costs? Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens won with like an incredible amount of votes. He was on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler this morning.
I just think that, people feel good about the administration and about the direction of the city, and it showed up in the vote. I'm really thrilled to be serving another 4 years.
Stephen, I'm old enough to remember where we'd have a big-name Republican running for mayor or a big-name independent running for mayor. What happened here? It was just no candidate. There was like, all right, he's going to win. We're not even going to bother with this race?
Yeah, look, I think it speaks to the strength of the mayor's administration and some of the things that he's done. I think it also helped him coming on the heels of former Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. I think right? Anybody is going to look good in that scenario. But I think the mayor's done a really good job consolidating support, talking about issues about housing affordability that really have resonated with him. To your point, he was able to clear the field. I think he won with like 87% of the vote.
Insane.
Yeah, so kudos to the mayor. I think he's done a really good job consolidating that support. And I think he's done a good job as mayor, and I think that showed up in last night's results. And he was also able to pull across the finish line Marcy Overstreet for Atlanta City Council president, who will be an ally for him. So I think it was a big night for Andre Dickens.
Political analyst Stephen Lawson joining us live in studio on the Mark Arum Show. Governor's races decided yesterday in Virginia and New Jersey. Democrats win there. Not surprised by the outcome. I was kind of shocked by the margin of victory. That's what stood out to me.
Yeah, look, I think that's important context for people to understand, right? New Jersey and Virginia, these are both solidly blue states. They had trended the direction of Republicans in the last couple cycles, but those are really anomalies, right? If you go back to modern history, Chris Christie is the only Republican who was able to win in New Jersey. Glenn Youngkin was able to catch fire and win in Virginia, but those are outliers. To your point, Mark, they both reverted back to solidly blue states, which they are. But for Republicans, it is concerning to see the margins that both of those Democrats won in those states. I think, again, there is definitely energy on the Democrat side. It's an off-year election. We understand that. There weren't a lot of reasons for Republicans to get out and be energized. But I think it is also emblematic of the fact that when Donald Trump is not on the ballot, you have got, as a candidate, to find ways to energize and mobilize the voters that come out for him that don't otherwise. That will be the big test heading into 2026.
I was interested in the margin of victory because the polls had it. The Democrats were leading in New Jersey and Virginia, according to the polls, but not by that margin. New Jersey, I can't figure out because if you go back to 2013, Chris Christie's reelection, he won with like 65% of the vote. Is it just a matter of candidates? Did New Jersey not have a good candidate? This is the same guy who lost 4 years ago to Murphy in New Jersey. Is it? I mean, obviously candidates matter, but is there not another Christie out there to, capture the imaginations of New Jerseyans?
Yeah, look, I think candidate quality is paramount, Mark. We talk about elections are decided every time. They are decided by a number of factors. What does the environment look like? What does the political makeup of Washington look like, right? Who controls the levers of government? What is the sentiment on the ground? What are the driving forces? But a big piece of that is candidate quality. Do you have quality candidates? We saw that in Georgia, right, in 2022. We saw that with Brian Kemp. He was such a strong candidate and had such a record of success that he was really able to change the dynamic of this state that had trended slightly blue in 2021 and totally reverse course and pull all of those Republicans across the finish line. He's not going to be on the ballot next year. I think that's a big potentially problem for Republicans because they are going to have to really put forward candidates that can prosecute the case, that can make their argument and stand on their own 2 feet. And that's going to be really important here and across the country.
But I do think, I understand that that's a point well taken, right? No Trump on the top of the ballot, no Kemp on the top of the ballot, but it's a really important midterm, right? I think there's going to be voter enthusiasm on both sides of the aisle. So I'm making a prediction that we're going to see record midterm turnout here in Georgia. And I think in a lot of states, it's going to be a very important midterm election. I want to play some audio. I'm sorry if I'm throwing you a curveball here, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, I mentioned her earlier, Georgia Congresswoman. She's been making the rounds, very outspoken about what's going on Capitol Hill right now.
I have no problem pointing fingers at everyone. We're not working right now. And I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House.
She's been on Bill Maher, The View of all places. She is standing alone, and I've talked to some of my buddies in the political arena, and they're like, this is a candidate that's running for something. Like, she is prepping for a run for something besides her congressional seat. Are these folks right there, looking down the right path? Is Is she prepping for a bigger run for something?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just a matter of what and when at this point that she's planning on doing. Look, you can say a lot about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's extremely divisive. She's extremely polarizing, but she's very smart. She knows what she's doing, and she's going into audience and places and saying things that maybe other Republicans can't or won't say right now. That being said, I do think it's a political calculation she's making. And I do think that a lot of this, there is a layer of vengeance in here for her, right? She has sort of been ostracized in the Republican conference in Congress, so she has no qualms burning the bridge with Speaker Mike Johnson. I think that's very clear that she's at least not wanting to come back to Congress. So then from there you go, okay, does she run for Senate, right? She was kind of told that by the White House from reporting that we've seen that was not a good idea to run for Senate. But she's also ruled out governor in the past, but there's nothing to say that she can't change her mind and come back and do that. I don't think that she ultimately will. Does she have her eyes on 2028? And is this just prepping? Yeah. So lots of different avenues for her. She is definitely continues to be one of the more interesting people in Georgia politics to watch. And I think she's somebody definitely to keep an eye on.
And she's doing a great job tightrope walking this, critical of the speaker, critical of male Republicans on Capitol Hill, while still pledging her undying love and loyalty to President Trump. It's pretty remarkable. It's like a turn in professional wrestling that you just don't see coming, what's been going on with Marjorie Taylor. We got new polls out for the AJC. Can you hang out and break those down for me? All right. Political analyst Stephen Lawson in studio a day after the elections, getting reaction, and I'm going to get Stephen's reaction to the new AJC poll numbers, especially when it comes to the governor's race here in Georgia. That is coming up after we check the ride around town. Live with the latest, here's Ashley Frasca.
A crash involving a tractor trailer and a white sedan. It's facing the wrong way in the grass on the left shoulder, 285 southbound at Highway 78, so a little bit slow there on the inner loop of the east side perimeter. And still have some brake lights getting out of Marietta, 75 south, slow in spots ramping onto 285. That earlier crash, 285 south past Cobb Parkway, is working on the shoulder. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. Bigfoot probably isn't true. He certainly isn't local. To see something both local and true, visit TrueNaturalGas.com, a local company with honest pricing and truly low rates. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Where you going is a given. How you're getting there?
Well, that's the question.
We will start to see some delays if they shut that ramp down on 285 East.
Before you hit the navigation
You're going to be slowing right around Hudson Bridge Road.
Listen to the people you can trust.
And really slow out of Ackworth into Emerson.
Updated traffic as often as you need it every time you listen.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
More experience, more reliable, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
If you need a furnace, think of Reliable with unbeatable lifetime warranty and only $59.99 a month. It's getting cold out there. Don't be a turkey this Thanksgiving. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Reliable Heating Air wants to keep you warm and feed you too with free Turkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday leading up to Thanksgiving, listen to my show for your chance to win a free Thanksgiving turkey courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the name Atlanta trusts when it's time to turn on the heat. Stay cozy, save energy, and keep your oven and your furnace cooking this holiday season. Visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check today.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Myland. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Myland closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Myland wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's Myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, sufficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. What makes them my experts? Well, for starters, when you have Ben Hill Renovations upgrading your outdoor living space, you're dealing with professionals. You have a company building to code, current and future. You have a company pulling permits when needed, with a dedicated project manager for every job, superior craftsmanship from over 60 plus years of experience, and all backed by their workmanship warranty. Whether you want a screened-in porch, an outdoor living area, a multi-story wraparound deck, or just a simple deck with a set of stairs, Ben Hill Renovations has you covered. Plus, they offer multiple financing options, up to 18 months, no interest with affordable monthly payments. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com and set up an appointment, or visit their showroom and speak with a designer. You won't be disappointed. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Mayor-elect, obviously I wish him good luck because if he does well, we do well.
Poor Curtis Sliwa, Republican candidate for mayor of New York. I'm going to miss his daily emails from his campaign. His campaign was sending me emails in Georgia. Did not get the endorsement of President Trump and lost the New York mayor's race. Speaking of races, political analyst Stephen Lawson in studio got new poll numbers on the Democratic side of the race for the governor's mansion this morning, and my jaw dropped. Again, these are Democratic polls. Who are you going to vote for governor? Keisha Lance Bottoms, 40% of the vote. Distant second, Michael Thurmond at 11, still 40% undecided. Were you as stunned as I was with those numbers?
Stunned. Yeah, look, this was very eye-opening. If I'm a Democrat right now, And look, this had mirrored a little bit of some of the internal polls that Keisha Lance Bottoms had leaked, I think, a month or two ago. I think she was at like 30% or something like that.
And we were dubious.
We were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame on us. Apparently, 40% of Democrats, likely Democrat voters, are supporting her at this point. I don't want to say that this Democrat primary is over, because it's not. There's a long way to go. But that is a massive, massive lead. And unless something dramatically seismic changes the contours of that primary based on that data, it certainly looks like Keisha Lance Bottoms is on her way to be the Democrat nominee for governor.
Jeff Duncan got 5%. Jason Estevez only got 3%.
Yeah. I
would imagine this is a wake-up call for some of those campaigns right now going, whoa, 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 and maybe we'll see some consolidation. But I would imagine if you are a Republican running for governor, you're like, yes, Keisha, yes. Run away with it, right? Am I wrong on that?
No, totally right. This is also happens to be great news for Georgia Republicans in that, I think if the Democrats nominate Keisha Lance Bottoms, I think that certainly favors Republicans.
I think a generic Republican would be favored statewide against Keisha Lance Bottoms. We'll continue to go that. Supreme Court, by the way, now hearing oral arguments on the tariffs. We'll update that story. Plus, are you worried about your job in Atlanta due to AI coming in? We got an AI expert next. Stephen Lawson, you can find him, Dentons.com. Great to see you, my friend.
Always a pleasure, sir.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Are you worried that when the temperatures drop this winter in Atlanta, your old furnace is not going to keep you warm and toasty? Fear not. My friends at Reliable have an amazing preseason special right now on a new furnace. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Any size furnace, just $59.99 a month. Unbelievable. Plus 0 down, low monthly payments, and all future repairs, maintenance, even filters. No additional charge for life. Plus an unbeatable lifetime warranty. Incredible. Reliable offers fast furnace repairs with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 24/7 service, and next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. Preseason furnace special going on right now for my pals at Reliable. I want you to book an appointment right now. Go to ReliableAir.com and click on the Book Now button. That's ReliableAir.com. Or call or text 770-594-9969.
As we all start to ponder the things we're thankful for, how about sparing a thought for your faithful garage door? Protecting your car from the wind and rain, standing guard against hurricanes and pelican poop. If crazy Uncle Mick ruins yet another dinner being overly thankful to a bottle of cheap hooch, how about you thank the hard-working garage door who's always there for you? Drive in and drive out. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We can help you show some love by keeping your garage door healthy and happy. Clean and lubricate the tracks and rollers, or repair some old damage that gets on your nerves. And your door will stay loyal for years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and treat him nicer than Uncle Mick.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G Network. The Supreme Court right now hearing arguments on the legality of President Trump's tariffs. U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer defending the tariff plan after the High Court agreed to fast-track the case.
If I may, maybe I can articulate it this way. The power to impose tariffs is a core application of the power to regulate foreign commerce.
Now, the tariffs will stay in place until the court makes a decision. The president had previously said that he was considering the unprecedented move to attend this week's arguments, but later said that he'd stay away because he doesn't want to be a distraction. Protesters are outside the Supreme Court. Your weather for today. Sunny, trending warmer with a high of 74. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. We are learning more this morning about about the UPS plane crash in Kentucky and just how much more worse it could have been. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear.
There are a lot of other massive employers very close. This was very close to one of our largest Ford plants. This was very close to our convention center, which is about to have a livestock show. So this is bad. It's really bad, but it could have been worse.
At least 9 people killed in that crash. That number could go higher. A woman shot while sleeping inside her home in northwest Atlanta. Police say the victim was hit in the legs by shots fired from outside that home on Gun Club Road. She was transported to the hospital for treatment. The shooting appears to have been the result of a dispute between neighbors, though police are continuing to investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident. No arrests have been announced as of yet. An Illinois school district where former DeKalb County Superintendent Devon Horton once worked is moving forward now with a forensic audit following a federal indictment against him.
Evanston Skokie school board members say the forensic audit will be focused in a few areas during the time Horton led the district from 2020 to 23 before he came to DeKalb County.
One of those areas of focus is our transportation expenditures.
Another area is stipends, particularly stipends for administrators.
Any no-bid contracts?
The DeKalb County School District accepted Horton's resignation following his indictment on wire fraud and embezzlement in Illinois. He's pled not guilty. DeKalb is planning its own audit to review spending under Horton. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Well, it seems Americans are much more positive about the nation's progress in dealing with illegal drugs. Jim Krasula has more on this.
45% of Americans think the nation has made progress in dealing with the problem of illegal drugs, according to a new Gallup poll. That's the highest Gallup has registered on that question since 2000, and it's up from a record low 24% just 2 years ago.
And at the same time, the proportion saying that the nation has lost ground in dealing with illegal drugs has dropped from a record high of 52% to a record low of 23%. The Trump administration is negotiating with the makers of weight loss drugs to lower their prices. According to the Wall Street Journal, the deal would allow the lowest doses of Wegovy and Zepbound to be sold at a discount on Trump RX, a planned website that would make drugs available, at prices negotiated by the government. Wegovy would go for $149. A startup dose of Zepbound would be $299. That's a savings of about $50. The deal would also have Medicare and Medicaid cover the weight loss drugs, opening a whole new market for drug makers. Let's take a look at the markets right now. The Dow is up 53 at 47,138. NASDAQ is up more than 0.5%, and the S&P's up almost 0.5%. It's 11:03. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Beautiful day out there, and we do have a little bit of slow traffic, especially on the heading into downtown, 85 southbound. Brake lights start right around Georgia 400. 85 southbound remains sluggish from 17th Street as you head down to I-20. Crash still working on the left shoulder in Clarkston. 285 southbound, the outer loop, Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway, causing a few brake lights back up through Tucker. And you got left lane construction in the cab. I-20 eastbound approaching Panola Road, exit 71. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies today, high 74, lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 75, increasing cloud cover but staying mainly dry Friday, high 73.
64 degrees right now in Douglasville. It's 63 in Vinings. Dunwoody has sunny skies and 63 degrees. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:05 on an extremely busy News Day Wednesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark, Aram, and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from now, going to talk tech with Kim Commando. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Sting at Chastain. A couple of monster big stories we're monitoring. Day 36 of the government shutdown. Horrific plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. Election results from yesterday. And right now, the Supreme Court hearing oral arguments on President Trump's tariffs. Let's listen in.
Authority to do something different. Unheralded is the word in our cases. Okay. One problem you have is that presidents since IEEPA have not done this. Your primary answer, or one of your many answers to that, is the Nixon example. And that's a good example for you because Nixon
I
relied
believe
on
that's
rate.
Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Obviously, a huge story, the legality of the worldwide tariffs from the Trump administration. A big story we're going to monitor throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Going in depth now on a story we've been talking about for a long time, artificial intelligence. It's been driving the stock market to historic gains, but it's also causing a lot of concerns. We had George Estevez on Channel 2 on what kids are using the Chat GPT thing to do, and really, it's a double-edged sword when it comes to AI. But I think for a lot of listeners, the question is my job safe in this new era of AI? Covering the story. And joining us live on the Mark Arum Show, Dr. Patrick Dix. Doctor, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
We've seen tons, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of jobs lost in the last few months. Amazon, Meta, oil companies, Walmart CEO warning about that. All AI related, or is just AI part of these job losses?
Well, many of these jobs are AI related, and as you continue to see in the news, companies are going to shift to artificial intelligence and automation. From the research that I do and talking to people every day, I want people to understand you are going to continue to see this. Companies want to do more with less. And with companies, not with companies, with people wanting to innovate, with people wanting to unionize, and with people wanting higher wages, they are shifting to technology to fill those voids and to fill those gaps.
I mean, this AI has been bubbling in the background for a while, but now it's certainly front and center. For folks here in Atlanta that are worried about their jobs when it comes to AI, how's the AI boom impacting the job market in North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and what's it look like moving forward?
Well, in Atlanta, I was just there this past weekend, and I saw the Waymo cars doing the driverless driverless pickups, and I also saw the Serve robots doing the deliveries. So in Atlanta, Georgia, they are going to put an AI data center there, and that is going to influence more companies coming there. But on the downside, you are going to have companies that are going to continue to innovate because they need the power to do the computations, and they need more space to put these centers in so they can get more power to eventually get rid of people and to invest in better technology, which the next phase of it will be quantum computing. So I want the listeners out there. I'm doing research, and I'm researching this every day, and I want the listeners to understand quantum computing is the next phase that we're going to. So if you want to see where we're heading next, it is quantum computing.
From your perspective, what jobs are the most vulnerable to be enveloped by AI, and are there safe jobs out there that are AI proof?
The jobs that are safer in your trades, those are your HVAC electricians, your plumbers, construction. The jobs that are at the high risk are your repetitive jobs. When I say repetitive, these are jobs as in the Amazon warehouses where they're automated. These are jobs that are where people are analysts. These are jobs to where you're doing one thing, for instance, you are taking something from point A, you're taking it to point B, you're doing it to point C. Someone that uses an Excel spreadsheet, that is considered a repetitive job. Your analysts, your people that punch numbers all the time. What companies want to do, as I talk to people every day, they want a consistent output and they want to get rid of people. But I don't want people to be scared. They need to get prepared. People need to take those free courses on Coursera. They need to take those free courses on Google, and they need to take those free courses with Microsoft. If you feel your job is going to be eliminated, and once they take those free courses, they can reach out to me so I can help give them a more detailed view of what they actually need to do to prevent themselves from being not employable.
Dr. Patrick Dix joining us live here on the Mark Arum Show, talking about the AI boom. AI right now causing a lot of job losses, but could AI actually create jobs in that sector?
Absolutely. You're going to have jobs that haven't even been created yet, such as AI maintenance, AI auditors. You're going to have people that are actually doing maintenance on AI. There's an old infomercial with a turkey where a guy used to say, set it and forget it. What I want people to understand is you cannot just set this language on its own and let it just run a ride. There has to be checks and balances in it. And those are some of the roles that are actually going to be created. You're going to have an AI manager. You're going to have people that do AI repair. You're going to have people that do AI monitoring. As this technology continues to evolve, these types of roles will be created to maintain and monitor this language. The new field that AI is going to create is going to be AI maintenance, because much of the information has to be checked, and much of the information that is put through the actual software has to be verified. That's where people will come in, and that's where people can actually stay employable.
Final question for you, Doctor. In this ever-changing AI universe, I know there are a lot of parents listening whose kids are in high school and thinking about their college plans. Higher education, are they keeping up? Are they offering degrees in AI? And is that something that the younger generation should think about going to school and learn about?
Well, it's something kids and the curriculums are built for, but one of the things I recommend everybody to do is look into the community colleges. Community colleges had to keep their curriculum up to date to compete with four-year universities. We have many schools that are creating AI degree programs, and what I want parents and people listening right now to understand, by the time they get that curriculum implemented and checked and accredited, what they're teaching the students is going to be obsolete. The community colleges, to me, is the fastest way to go because you're learning the foundational level. You're learning about computer science. You're learning about engineering. You're learning about trades. You can take that language, not language, excuse me, we rephrase that. You can take that knowledge you're learning at the computer science level and at the trades level, and you can transfer that into the job market. Because what people are not understanding is once you go to the school and you're locked into that four-year program, if your degree program is 4 years from now, you graduate in the year 2029, what you learned, they're already past that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And yeah, the community colleges that's why the America and the United States need to reinvest billions of dollars into the community college system. It is a great way. It is a very cheap way for students and people that want to retrain to get into the job market fast, and they can go from there and transfer into another program and potentially get into the job market.
Doctor, if folks want additional help, learn more about you and what you do, where can we find you?
They can find me at thedixconsultinggroup.com. They can also find me on Instagram, Dr. Patrick Dix. They can find me on LinkedIn, Patrick Dix, DSC. And they also can find me on YouTube at Dr. Patrick Dix. I want your listeners out there, again, excuse me, I want your listeners out there to not be scared to get prepared. I've done the work. I've done the research. I'm doing this every day. And I want to help everybody be employable and be successful with what's coming our way.
Really great stuff. The website one more time, Doctor?
The Dix Consulting Group, THEDICKS Consulting, CONSULTING.com.
All right. Dr. Patrick Dix. Doctor, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. And listeners, be very careful when you enter in that website. Just be very careful. But listen, AI, as we found out yesterday, Deborah, can do a lot of harm. It could do a lot of good, we hope, but it could also impact the job market severely. So Dr. Dix with the information there. Check out his website carefully. We are monitoring Supreme Court hearing right now on the legality of President Trump's Liberation Day tariffs. This is Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
I just don't understand this argument. It's not an article. It's a congressional power, not a presidential power to tax. And you want to say tariffs are not taxes, but that's exactly what they are.
I haven't been able to follow because this is going on during the show, so I haven't been able to follow which way the questions might be leaning on a decision. One more piece of audio. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
As I understand it, that the IEPA was designed and intended to limit presidential authority.
All right, so obviously when it comes to tariffs, a huge argument going on right now at the Supreme Court. Updates throughout the day on 95.5 WSB. I do want to update the SNAP benefits. We, of course, on the show last week, Longoria came up with the name Halloween Help, and we asked folks that are SNAP recipients that lost their benefits to reach out and apply for some help. And we were able to give away a $500 Publix gift card and an additional $500 in groceries to help someone in need. We're not the only ones out there helping, Deborah. There's a Gwinnett teen that did as much, or if not more, than we did, and he's a teenager.
Yeah, this is a 16-year-old. He's a junior in Gwinnett. Doesn't give me the school, but he's raised over $1,000 to help those families that are impacted by the government shutdown and the loss of SNAP benefits. His name is Jalian Hawkins Jones, and he's working with the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op Ministry to put together food boxes like rice, pasta, all of the non-perishables that you'd see when you go to pantries, but then also things for children like snacks for kids, like we talked about how kids are picky eaters, right? And
yes.
Sometimes when you go to a pantry, those things aren't options, so they want to make sure there's that. And he's also putting in gift cards so that they can get gas, because if they're hurting, with assistance in one way, they might not have And they
Gas
might have
money.
to use the money that they would have allotted this to do that. So he's also including some gift cards for gas. So again, his name is Jalian Hawkins Jones. He's 16 and he goes to school in Gwinnett.
Any chance we can get Mr. Hawkins Jones on the show? I'd love to talk to him.
I'll get some research.
All
on
right,
him.
please do that. Good job, Jalen. That's fantastic. I mean, he's already raised more than we did for those in need. Fantastic. I do want to update the latest on food banks. And tomorrow on the show, Kyle Wade from the Atlantic Community Food Bank is going to join us live on the program. But as the shutdown continues, states, counties, cities, towns around the U.S. giving money to food banks to help them replenish their supplies. CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz says a recent food distribution event even drew active duty troops.
In Maryland, $500,000 from a $10 million federal disaster response fund is going to the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. CEO Lee Paley.
At one of our mobile distributions in the Fort Meade area, we had uniformed service members in line for food. That should not happen.
The food bank distributes up to 500 boxes of non-perishable food at locations around the county every day. Paley says demand is rising.
They have expressed to our staff that they're scared, they're embarrassed.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
So day 36 of the government shutdown, so many federal workers not getting paid, the disappearance of the SNAP benefits. Cruelly, this is coming up on the greatest food day of the year, in my opinion, which is Thanksgiving. My favorite meal of the year is the Thanksgiving dinner. Earlier in the show, Deborah, we had Clark Howard on how to stretch your dollar, and he mentioned Lidl and Aldi, a couple of supermarkets that he prefers. Lidl is now, I think Walmart was offering a Thanksgiving special. Now Lidl is offering a special Thanksgiving offer.
Yeah, Lidl's is a little bit cheaper than Walmart's too. Walmart was $40. Lidl says we'll do it for $36. So the grocery chain has said this bundle is going to feed about 10 people and it's $36 before tax. But it's going to have a 14-pound turkey and then 20 other staples. So you can choose from potatoes, pie crust, cranberry sauce, sweet rolls, and you actually get to build your own bundle.
Oh, nice.
So you do have to have the Lidl app, and it'll give you all the options, and you build it in the app, and that's how you can check it out. So just go download the Lidl app, which is free, and you'll be able to find this special Thanksgiving deal for under $36.
$36, and how many does it feed?
It says it should feed 10.
10?
Yeah.
Or 5 Longorias.
Or 5 Aram Longorias combined. All right, that's 10 people for $36. It costs more to get you breakfast
It
every
did cost
morning.
me more to get breakfast. this morning.
Unbelievable. All right, good job, Lidl. Yeah, it's. I mean, I love Thanksgiving so much, and it's sad that some folks aren't going to be able to get that turkey dinner this Thanksgiving. But all right, good job, Lidl. All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. But right now, we got to fly straight to the traffic center and say hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark, and got some good news over on the east side perimeter in Clarkston. Had a crash, 285 southbound, the inner loop at East Ponce de Leon Avenue. Exit number 40 was in the right lane, now on the right shoulder. And that crash before that still on the left shoulder at Highway 78. So it's been keeping the ride slow between Tucker and Clarkston. Elsewhere on the south side, getting past the airport in College Park, you got that rolling construction in the left lanes, 85 southbound, passing Riverdale Road, a few brake lights there. And we also have left lane construction in Cab, I-20 eastbound approaching Panola Road, exit 71. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. True Natural Gas offers low rates, excellent service, and a loyalty program called True Rewards. See for yourself at TrueNaturalGas.com, where they appreciate their customers. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
This might help, young man. This might cure what ails you.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
I run a stupid little radio show. I don't care. Have fun.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
Your friend, Eric Von Hessler, the common sense host.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Don't worry about the inconveniences of selling your home. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer makes selling stress-free. We've served over 72,000 satisfied clients, and we know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right, fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
It's November, the season for giving thanks. And let me tell you, I've got plenty to be thankful for. My family, my friends, and yes, my Arrow Exterminators team member, Ken. Every time the holidays roll around, I'm reminded how grateful I am that my home is protected. While I'm busy making all the sides for Thanksgiving, Ken and the Arrow team members are making sure there are no uninvited guests. The 6-legged kind. Arrow's been family-owned and operated for 61 years, and they treat their customers like family, too. They use the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available, all backed by a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. So this Thanksgiving season, give yourself something extra to be thankful for. A home protected by Arrow Exterminators. Call for your free home or business pest inspection. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
You're building a deck or adding a room, that's wonderful. But if you skip hiring an architect trying to save money, well, the builder's going to need drawings anyway. They're going to hire an architect regardless and mark up their fees to you. That's why it's smarter to start your project at Sketchhouse. Hi, I'm Richard Taylor, architect at Sketchhouse. At Sketchhouse, we'll make sure your plans are code and zoning compliant, they'll be creative, and they will look great. You're going to save thousands of dollars with Sketchhouse Architects. We're going to make this easy for you. Go to sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
Steel Horse Law knows that your bike is made of steel, but your heart is made of gold. If someone causes you to lay your bike down, you deserve the very best from an experienced firm that knows bikers because they are bikers. Eric Von Hassler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. They're local, so they understand the changes to Georgia law, and you'll meet directly with your attorney, not just an assistant like the mega firms. Schedule your free accident evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
Now cuts like a knife.
Happy 66th birthday, Bryan Adams, Canadian rocker. We gave tickets away to see him, and he and Pat Benatar.
Tomorrow night.
Is it tomorrow night?
Yep.
Are you going?
I'll be working.
Oh, I'm sorry. Vinny Drip, are you going to the Pat Benatar, Bryan Adams concert? Make some more musical connections? He says no. He shook his head no. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Monitoring the horrific UPS plane crash. At least 9 people dead after that crash, but we expect, sadly, the death toll to rise. Any updates on that, we will give them to you here on WSB. Tom Brady in the news, nothing related to football. He's a dog lover like I am. He is a lot wealthier than I am, so he has the funds To do what, Deborah?
Yeah, Tom Brady confirmed that he cloned his late dog Lua this past summer. So he's actually a partner in this company called Colossal Biosciences.
They're the ones that are doing like the dire wolves and
Yeah, remember didn't we talk to somebody about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, so they used the same technology that cloned that sheep back in the 90s. Remember Dolly?
Mhm.
It just recently died too. It's the same company. And he went forward and said, this gives my family a second chance to clone our beloved dog. He's excited to partner with Colossal and see that they can help other families losing pets or help save endangered species.
I wanted to do that with Bosco. She was with me for 16 years, like the love of my life. And I was, he apparently, Brady took a vial of blood from his dog and they were able to do that. And I was questioning whether I should do that. And then the moral thing, like, is it the same dog? It's not going to be the same And then Maya was like, stop. What are you talking about? And then I wanted to stuff Bosco. And Maya said, stop. What are you talking about? So I feel better that Tom Brady's a dog lover. I don't know about the cloning the dog thing, the moral question there. But you got the money. Make it happen, Captain. Sabrina has your news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Sting. And we're going to talk tech with Kim Commando. Social media is up and active at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
Protect your turf from termites. Call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Don't delay peace of mind. At Ace Hardware Home Services, we make it easier to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with flexible financing options. Whether it's a new HVAC system or a major plumbing job, our licensed pros get the job done right with payment plans to fit your budget. Call 770-233-7787 or visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to schedule your free estimate. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, right here on 95.5 WSB. Each Saturday, my show covers Atlanta's housing market and all things real estate. Reach out to me for trustworthy residential real estate advice. My team and I at The Agency Atlanta have something amazing for you. The Agency Atlanta's Home Report Card, a free customized analysis on your home, a secret weapon to get more when the time comes to sell. Know your home's strengths and weaknesses, how your home stacks up against your competition, and when you are most likely to get top dollar. You'll know how to bring your grade up to an A+ and net more money when it's time to move. So if selling your home has even crossed your mind, let me send you the Agency Atlanta's free home report card. This is invaluable information and it's free. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Main Street Auto. Update on that deadly UPS crash in Louisville. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear this morning.
Well, we're primarily engaged in a search and rescue mission that went all through the night and continues today, though It is progressively becoming a recovery mission.
At least 9 people killed in that crash, the cause under investigation. Your weather for today, sunny skies, trending a little warmer, highs around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a matter of minutes. Happening right now, the nation's highest court hearing oral arguments on the legality of President Trump's tariffs. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson questioning the administration's reasoning surrounding the law cited in their argument.
As I understand it, that the IEEPA was designed and intended to limit presidential authority.
Now, tariffs have been imposed on dozens of countries, including China, Mexico, and Canada. This ruling could impact tens of billions in tax revenue and impact worldwide trade. There's a big Toyota recall today, over 1 million vehicles impacted. There's a problem with the rear view camera. A software error could cause that camera image to freeze or just go blank when the vehicle's in reverse. That increases the risk of a crash. The recall impacting certain 2022 through 2026 Toyota and Lexus models, as well as some Subaru vehicles equipped with a panoramic view monitoring system. Dealers will update the parking assist software at no charge. Job cuts at American Airlines. The airline planning to reduce its management and support staff in order to optimize its performance and efficiency. Most of the cuts, they say, will be made in Fort Worth, Texas, where the carrier is based. A statement saying that the layoffs are a small reduction, but they did not say exactly how many employees would be impacted or when those cuts will happen. And speaking of job cuts, a new ADP report is providing some hope that the labor market is not in danger of sinking. The report finds that private companies added 42,000 jobs in October, following a decline of 29,000 in September. According to the report, all of the job creation came from companies employing at least 250 workers, with that category adding 76,000 jobs. And nobody won the Mega Millions, so the jackpot is now at $843 million for Friday's drawing. The jackpot's been growing since it was last won on June 27th. Somebody in Virginia getting $348 million in that drawing. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow is in positive territory. NASDAQ also up more than 0.5%. The S&P's up almost 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, Sabrina. Got my eyes on a crash heading into Midtown. Hero about to clear this from the center lane, I hope. 75 southbound. The south of Northside Drive, right as you get to that exit to 17th Street. So that's why you're seeing the delays back toward Howell Mill. Elsewhere, 285 southbound. The outer loop on the west side, a little slow from South Cobb Drive getting down to I-20, the West Freeway. And crash still working on the left shoulder in Clarkston. 285 southbound. The inner loop at Highway 70. The Stone Mountain Freeway, keeping the brake lights glowing back up toward Chamblee Tucker Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies today, high 74. Sunset this evening around 5:45. Lows tonight in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, highs in the mid 70s. Increasing cloud cover on Friday, high 73.
67 degrees right now in Stonecrest. Holly Springs has 65 and 64 in Alpharetta. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB. The U.S. is investing up to $1 billion to fight the spread of bird flu.
At the top and bottom of every hour.
Traffic congestion around Metro Atlanta continues to cost commuters.
And when it breaks.
The suspect is in critical condition, being struck multiple times.
Check back 3, 4, 5 times a day for the latest.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Still to come, we'll head back to the Supreme Court hearing arguments on tariffs. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Sting, and we'll talk tech with Kim Commando. Straight ahead on the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, Rufus, who's a good boy? You know, your roof protects everything, Rufus, and everything you love in your home. And Finley Roofing takes that responsibility seriously. Our veterans protect our freedom, our lives, and all the roofs in our country. Dave Baker here for Finley Roofing, the roof guys. You know, Veterans Day is November 11th, Rufus, and Finley Roofing wants to thank our local veterans with a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement. Wait, what's that, boy? Rufus says these are the only vets he likes, so he's begging you to go to the Finley Roofing Facebook page, nominate your favorite veteran, and they could win a prize package with Eric Church concert tickets, cool swag, roofing discounts, and more. That a boy. Veterans protect us, and Finley Roofing wants to protect veterans. Hurry, the $1,500 roof replacement discount ends November 11th, and 0% financing is available. Schedule your free roof analysis today at finleyroofing.com.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2, ox, a camel, and a kangaroo.
11:36 on this stacked and packed edition of the Mark Arum Show with you till noon. Then Eric Erickson, noon to 3 here on 95.5 WSB. Gonna get the very latest from the Supreme Court, hearing arguments on tariffs. The Kentucky governor now holding a press conference in light of that horrific UPS plane crash. 9 people dead. Governor Andy Beshear saying he's afraid that death toll will rise. So a couple of big stories we'll monitor throughout the day for you here. Before we get to Kim Commando, Deborah, some amazing tickets to give away, my friend.
How about tickets to see Sting at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain on May 15th?
All right, 36th day of the government shutdown. So that means the 36th caller to 404-872-0750. 36th caller to Down South Vinny at 404-872-0750 wins those tickets to see Sting at Chastain, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show on WSB. No one more than Vinny wants that government shutdown to end, my friends.
She's a lady.
Joining us live, our favorite tech guru you hear every weekend here on 95.5 WSB, the one and only Kim Commando. Kim, good morning.
Well, first I have to tell you something.
Yes.
I emceed the Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremony last week in Chicago. And at my table, I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to give you his name. But there was a gentleman who lives in Atlanta who's really big in the radio media space.
Okay.
And said, I love Mark's show. He said he was telling me he listens to you every single day. And he said, he was telling me, he goes, he especially likes when we go back and forth and we talk about tech. So I just wanted to share.
Oh, that warms my heart. Now,
yes.
Now, do you have
He's really
sway,
big.
or does this person have sway in getting me into the National Radio Hall of Fame? Or
He may.
all right, because I don't
know
know if you know this, Kim. I am the youngest inductee into the Georgia Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, see, here's what happened with me. I got into the National Radio Hall of Fame, and then I got into the Arizona Hall of Fame. So
all right.
sort of reverse.
So was it Colin Cowherd? Is that who got selected this year?
Yeah, he was up there too.
All
he
right.
was Alice Cooper, and Martha Quinn. And
Oh, excellent. Very
fun.
cool. All right. Kim, emceeing events. Now that I know you are available for MC duties, we'll be tapping into that. Unless AI is going to take over MC duties, which I'm assuming could happen in the future. I want to start with this AI story because we talk a lot about the negatives of it, but this AI story is amazing. AI saved a family how much on their medical bills?
Oh, this is incredible. A family was hit with a $195,000 hospital bill for just 4 hours of their loved one's care in the ICU. There was no surgery, no extended stay. This person actually passed away. And they're like, oh, my gosh, 4 days in the ICU is almost $200,000.
Goodness
So
gracious.
what they did is they uploaded the full bill into an AI chatbot by the name of Claude in this case, and asked, can you review this hospital bill and look for any errors or duplicate charges? And what they got back was gold. The chatbot raised all kinds of red flags, some charges that were duplicated, improper billing codes. A master procedure was bundled with the same line items that were billed separately. That's a big no-no under Medicare. And so, armed with all this info, the family went back to the hospital, and the final bill was cut from $195,000 to $33,000.
Which is still significant, but a far cry from almost 200,000. So that should be standard protocol now for anyone facing a sizable hospital bill.
Absolutely. I mean, so if you get a confusing medical bill, what you want to do is fight back. You ask for the full itemized bill. You are entitled to it. And then before you put it into a chatbot, take a black marker and make sure that your medical ID, your date of birth, full name, all that stuff is not readable. Use your favorite chatbot and then ask, like this family did, can you find billing errors, duplicates, or coding problems with this bill? And then you could follow up with another question, like which charges seem inflated or shouldn't be billed separately. The healthcare system, is kind of screwy, right? I mean, it kind of counts on us being overwhelmed. But here's an example where AI can really come to your rescue.
I wonder if AI can help me out. I'm scared. Open enrollment just started here at WSB Radio, and I'm scared for sticker shock. Can I use AI to help me pick the best plan for me?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can do that. I did that with car insurance because my car insurance went up for some reason 38%. And I'm like, how did that even happen? But it did help me identify another provider. But just keep in mind that AI does make mistakes. It does hallucinate. And so sometimes what I might do is when I'm looking at important decisions, like you said, like open enrollment or whatever it may be, I'll ask, even Gemini seems to have gotten its act together from Google. I'll ask 2 different chatbots or maybe even 3 the same question and to see what the answers are and see if they're the same or maybe they may be slightly different.
Interesting. Kim Komando joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Kim, growing up, I was always warned by my folks, hey, keep your dollar bills, keep your money in your front pocket, beware of pickpockets. We're in an increasingly cashless society, but it seems like it's a digital pickpocket that we are now worried about. Explain exactly what's going on with this scam.
Yeah, it's called ghost tapping, and it's spreading so quickly that the BBB actually issued a major alert about it. We're all familiar with the NFC readers. So when you go to the grocery store, you just tap your phone to pay, right? Well, scammers are now able to buy these NFC readers, but kind of souped up ones, and it's the same tech that's used in legit retail terminals. But with their souped up NFC readers, they can just bump up close to you, to your wallet, your credit card, your debit card, and then if your card is contactless and not protected, a payment actually goes through. I mean, no swiping, no PIN, no clue that this has even happened. These crooks seem to hang out in crowded spots like shopping malls, airports, train stations, any type of concert. And if your tap-to-pay credit card is sitting loose in a bag or in your back pocket, they can charge you just by brushing past you. It's that easy.
That's insane. So, that hits close to home, right? I've got the credit cards in my wallet, the tap-to-pay ones. Is there anything I or the listeners can do to protect ourselves?
First of all, they often start with tiny amounts. So it's going to fly under your radar, a couple of bucks here, and then they keep draining your account. But one of the things that you can do is you buy one of these RFID blocking wallet or card sleeves, and these will physically block anyone from scanning your card when you're not using it. Cheap fix, they're like $5. You can also turn off tap to pay if you're not using it, but that's a big pain in the neck,
No, I've fully embraced the tap to pay. I absolutely love that.
Yes.
So these RFD wallets, can I get them on like Amazon or?
Yeah, you can buy the sleeves and the wallets for men and women. We have links to them over at Komando.com if you want to take a look at it. Just one final thing on that is that, your banks and your credit cards lets you turn on transaction alerts. So you'll get a push notification for every charge. And so if something sketchy does go through, you know right away.
Well, luckily I'm on Komando.com right now. Kim Komando, always a pleasure, my friend.
You betcha. Thanks, Mark.
There you go. Kim Komando at the National Radio Hall of Fame, emceeing that event. Hey, congrats to William in Gainesville. He was, sorry, Vinny, the 36th caller to 404-872-0750 won a pair of tickets to see Sting at Chastain, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and WSB. Quick update. Again, because we're live on the show, I have not been able to monitor what's going on at the Supreme Court. Luckily, ABC legal reporter Peter Haralambous is monitoring it. Oral arguments in the case surrounding President Trump's sweeping tariffs now underway at the Supreme Court, with several of the justices already raising concerns on the administration's argument.
The Solicitor General is being peppered with questions from these justices who appear really skeptical of this idea that the president has the power on his own to impose tariffs without going through Congress. They've raised questions about the fact that Trump is the first president to use this law in question. They've also raised questions that basically this tariff is acting like a tax, and that's something that Congress squarely has the power to do.
Peter Haralambous from ABC. Again, a big story, updates throughout the day on WSB. Coming up next, Georgia Tuck, you've done it again. I'm not talking about a football field. I'm talking about a crazy invention. Deborah's going to explain after we check the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday. It's the Wednesday morning ride, live with the latest. Alex Williams.
Yeah, one of those in NY. We have some better news, and heading out of Northwest Atlanta toward Midtown, Mark, they got that crash off to the right. All lanes are back open, 75 southbound, before the exit to 17th Street there, just below Northside Drive. Still stay a little slow past that on 75, 85 south as you pass Georgia Tech, and seeing the brake lights, 85 southbound, getting around the airport, trying to head down toward Union City where that rolling construction is in those left lanes. It'll be getting past I-285 here shortly. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates, personal injury law firm. You are hurt at work and the insurance company is denying your claim? Get real. Call John Foy & Associates and let their workers' comp team get you the maximum benefits you deserve. Call John Foy now. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
It's not as bad as it could be.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Hey, the ladies are at home. Let's smoke cigars.
Eric Von Hessler.
Some sort of cultural affirmation. Yes, I am this kind of man.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's November, and I'm counting my blessings, my family, my friends, and my Aero Exterminators team member, Ken. While I'm making my Thanksgiving guest list, I know that Ken, my Aero team member, has protected my home from all those unwanted guests. Aero's been family-owned for over 61 years, and with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee and environmentally friendly solutions. Call for your free pest inspection. Call 888-GO-AERO or visit aeroexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling MyLend. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, MyLend closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, MyLend wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
Hey, friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof. Online at drroof.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Been wanting a new deck for your home? Something that's built just the way you want it? but you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we make mattress shopping easy. We offer our lowest and best price to everyone, every day, so you can shop when you're ready. We show you exactly what's inside of our mattresses so you can see and feel the quality for yourself to ensure you're getting the best value. And we offer a no-pressure shopping experience. Our team is here to help you find the best mattress for you. It's that easy. Visit an OMF location today to see the Original Mattress Factory difference for yourself.
You know, every year there's that one house on the street that looks amazing. Well, this year it is mine. I'm Chris Chandler. Wise Guys Pro Wash keeps my home clean. Now they make it shine this holiday season. They install lights along my roof line so cleanly that even in daylight you barely notice them. Till I'm ready to plug them in, the whole house lights up then. Wise Guys Lights handles everything. Install, maintenance, and takedown. And right now, first-time customers who mention me, Chris Chandler, save $150 when installed. Spots are filling fast. Don't wait. Book now at wiseguyslights.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Earlier in the show, we wished Bryan Adams a 66th birthday. This is Ryan Adams, ironically, who turns 51. This is his less than ideal cover of Wonderwall. Not a big fan of that.
Actually, Noel Gallagher said he liked that version better.
Really?
Yeah.
Not me. No offense to Ryan Adams, but welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. That was musical correspondent Deborah Green, who is now going to quickly become our tech correspondent. Georgia Tech has done it again. I'm not going to talk about the trap game loss on Saturday. Thoughts and prayers. They're still in the college playoff race, though, as is the University of Georgia. But Georgia Tech has developed a smart shoe. Now, this isn't like the sneaker that popped up in like the late 80s where you could pump. Dominique Wilkins had them. You pumped air.
No, the Reeboks.
Yeah.
No, not like they're not even
it's
like
smarter
the ones,
than that.
Yeah, not even like the one we saw in Back to the Future. It's actually an insole, so this can go into any type of shoe. And they've 3D printed it, and what it does is it can kind of like measure how you walk and your gait and all of that. And it's meant to be for people that have any mobility issues. So people with like Parkinson's that may not walk with a steady pace, or just older people with risks of falling, anything like that. And so it just tells you, like, indicates how you're walking, so maybe it can alleviate the pressure on your foot one way or another, so just so you have a more steady walking.
I know sometimes gout sufferers deal with issues down there. A coworker of ours has been dealing with gout. I'm not going to mention names, but he hosts 7 to 9. Could this help the gout sufferers?
I think that if we're stuck behind him in the hallway, he might speed up the pace a little bit.
Oh,
yes.
All right. There you go. All right. Good. Georgia Tech. A lot of really cool stories coming out of Georgia Tech. President Trump, speaking of science and space and everything, President Trump has decided to nominate Jared Isaacman to serve as NASA administrator months after pulling his nomination. Steve Kathan has more.
In late May, Trump said he had decided to withdraw Isaacman after a thorough review of his prior associations. Weeks later, Trump went further in expressing his concern about the tech billionaire's Republican credentials, calling him a, quote, blue-blooded Democrat who never contributed to a Republican before. Trump made no mention of his previous decision to nominate, then withdraw Isaacman in his post last night announcing the renomination, calling him an accomplished business leader, philanthropist, pilot, and astronaut. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Interesting. So, Transportation Secretary and real-world Boston star Sean Duffy has been doing double duty. Not only has he been the Transportation Secretary Director during this government shutdown, but he's also been the NASA administrator. So, if confirmed, Mr. Duffy would go back to having one job. Heads up, Jeep lovers. I'm a Jeep lover. One of my favorite cars I ever had was the soft-top Jeep Wrangler. I had a Jeep Cherokee. Massive Jeep recall, Deborah.
Chrysler recalling over 300,000 Jeep Wranglers and Cherokees because their batteries could fail, potentially causing a fire. Now, this is parked or in motion, so if you have one of these Wranglers or Grand Cherokees, they're telling you don't even park them near a structure, get them away from a structure.
Oh my
and
God.
they're working on a fix. They haven't fixed it yet, but you'll get a notice from Chrysler when they have that fix, and you can be able to go take them.
But these are EVs.
These are EVs. So if you try to charge the battery at all, it could spark.
Can you tell a Jeep EV from a regular gas? Because I don't ever recall seeing a Jeep electric vehicle unless they look the exact same.
Yeah, I guess I've never paid attention either.
Yeah, I guess if your neighbor's parking his Jeep or her Jeep outside of the garage, that's probably an EV. That's a good indication. Don't park your car in your garage.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right, today's National Donut Day. Americans eat over 10 billion donuts every year, with an average person consuming at least 63 a year. John Haidt holds the Guinness World Record for eating the most donuts, consuming 29 in just over 6 minutes.
You got to let me know a day in advance, kid.
Yeah,
I could have. You don't have to wait till Friday. So I bring in donuts every Friday. It's Donut Friday, continuing the Chris Camp tradition, our former news director. There was a period of time for over 10 years when I didn't eat donuts. That's hard to imagine, right?
That is.
And the reason why is because I worked at a bakery in Connecticut, and one of my jobs was making the donuts and by hand. And you have to get in front of the fryer. And in order to flip the donuts, do you know what device I used to turn the donuts
Chopsticks.
over? Drumsticks.
Oh, I listened.
Very close, though.
Yeah.
Drumsticks. So I got so sick of making the donuts and filling the donuts and glazing the 10 years. And then I woke up. I'm like, I'm an idiot. Donuts are delicious. I've often said that in my life. I'm an idiot.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram
Longoria
Star
nodding
of the
his
Show?
head will deny him a star of the show today. You're supposed to say you're not an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
There you go. Whataburger Wednesday returned triumphantly. I was going to give one to Vinny, Deborah, but I think I heard him flirting with Kim Commando on the phone. So I don't know. You're the executive producer. Heard? No? He says no. All right, Vinny gets
didn't
one.
do that.
Deborah gets one. I'm still in purgatory. Other stars of the show. How about Clark Howard? If you missed my interview with Clark Howard, Schlongoria is going to pop the podcast up and listen to the full thing. Great advice during these difficult economic times, especially if you're a government worker. Just wherever you get your podcast, just search Mark Aram Show. Natalie Brand live in D.C. Stephen Lawson in studio. Dr. Patrick Dix. Careful going on his website, but good stuff with AI and Kim Commando. Social media is active at Mark Aram throughout the day. Stay safe. Have a great Wednesday, Atlanta.